Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. This is a story about what if Naruto saves Boa Hancock in One Piece. Before I start, please support for more amazing content and do consider subscribing to my channel and share this video with your friends. This is written by Houkaru Kisaragi and link in description and support writer. Let's start the video. Chapter 1. Moral Justice. Disclaimer. I don't own One Piece and Naruto. Yonkou. 4 terrifying sovereign who reigned the seas of the New World. Possessing the godlike strength of 1,000 armies, a single pact between any governors would inevitably strike fear to every single marine. The sea patrollers were glad that the 4 emperors held an undeniable mistrust with each other. Edward Newgates, alias as the formidable Whitebeard, had a reputation of ubiquity. Everybody acknowledged his presence except infants. Strangers believed he was but a brutal savage who obliterated anything that stood in his path. His men knew perfectly well that he would never treat his subordinate as a neglected tool. Now, the fearless leader of the Whitebeard pirates was confronting the mixture of fear and despair. His son was born an hour ago. He feared unable to teach his son accordingly. His wife died due to massive blood lost from her labor. He concealed his despair with a calm demeanor. Before his wife died, she had decided to name their son as Naruto. A maelstrom in the sea. The cognition of the hazardous sea was the main issue crossing Edward's mind. Which father would willingly throw their son to the sinister zone of corruption and condemn their son with a horrendous fate? In exchange for his son's safety, even if his son despised him, he would not let him suffer in the life of piracy. Sustaining the unbearable pain, Whitebeard requested an audience with an old friend to do something for the sake for Naruto. With a hardened resolve, he threw away a segment of dignity and pride and summoned Monkey D. Garp. "What do you want me to do?" The marine hero spat his drinks out indignantly. "Have I become senile or am I hearing things from you?" Edward drew an anguished sigh. "No, I've made myself clear. Take my child with you. The sea is dangerous and if any misfortune falls on my son, I will never forgive myself. My wife will hate me in heaven. God bless her soul." Garp saw the ostensible sincerity in the Yonkou's eyes and stared at his dish of wine. "You sure about this? If he can live a life in peace, even if he's a commoner, I don't mind. An ordinary life is a blessing, don't you think?" An idea entreated his mind, the marine hero grinned sadistically. "If you hand over your son's life to me, there is no guarantee I might be able to resist the temptation to train him into a fine young man." Whitebeard stroked his chin in slight contemplation. If he could protect the one he loves, then training him is not a bad idea. Truth was, Edward wasn't aware of the ambiguous terminology of Garp's definition and training. 8 years later. Windmill Village. Naruto had grown tremendously in terms of strength and wisdom. Garp was amazed that the blonde, under the marine hero's magnificent tutelage, unlocked his inherited potential from his biological father and gained inhumane strength. With further severe training, Naruto's superior prowess that still stored latently within him would be emerged. Fortunately, the blonde appreciated Garp's vital training and intended to become a marine. Although the vice admiral disclosed the blonde's heritage, he was startled that Naruto unexpectedly smiled and declared that he was glad to have a father who truly cared about his well-being. Smirking at his accomplishment, Garp closed his eyes and waited for an ambush from his surrogate grandson. About time. At the exact moment, the bush rustled slightly before Naruto charged forward from behind with a thrusting fist. But, the war veteran anticipated the blonde strike and with flawless calculation and timing, Garp tilted his head to the side slightly and effortlessly dodged the punch. Without hesitation, he gripped the blonde's wrist and threw him to the nearby trees. Being training thoroughly, Naruto performed a backflip and slammed his foot to the bark before ricocheting himself back to his surrogate father at an excessive velocity. Expected to counter-attack, Garp fused his fist with Haki and launched his punch at the blonde. Reacting to impulse, Naruto infused his Haki into his arm before colliding with Garp. As their fist connected, a powerful shockwave erupted. "Doing pretty good, brat. You too, Jai-chan." The blonde vanished in a rumbling echo before appearing behind Garp. "Shigen." Naruto jabbed his finger with immense force directly at Garp's spine, but the tension diminished instantly when it made contact with the vice admiral's skin. "That technique you're developing is rivaling that kid, Lucci. Perhaps even stronger than him, but you're still 100 years too early to beat me with such silly tricks, Naruto." Stupefied with a nugatory trial in defeating his surrogate grandfather, Naruto barely managed to apply Tekai in the nick of time before soaring away in undesirable pain, courtesy of Garp's fist of love. Landing in an allowed impact, creating a massive crater in the process, Naruto groaned achingly. Garp manifested his colossus being in front of Naruto's collapsed self, with a shadow looming over the blonde. "I must say, you have improved in an unbelievable pace for the past 8 years. Whitebeard's blood is truly running in your veins, Naruto." A smile curled up at the blonde's lips. "Yeah. By the way, I got good news." Garp smirked. I have enlisted you to the Marines. Upon perceiving the news, Naruto jolted up. Serious. A snore could be heard and the blonde's face faltered. Say everything before you sleep. Garp awoke from the bellow and yawned. What are we doing here, Naruto? Naruto sighed. You're about to tell me more about my entry to the Marine. Oh yes. I have enlisted you to the Marines. I know. Displeased with his surrogate grandson's impudence, the Vice Admiral frowned. Don't you dare yell at me, brat. Your poor manners are truly disappointing. Now run the whole village for 300 laps. I'll do it after you tell me more about my entry to the Marine, you senile old fart. Garp snorted. Alright, I'll tell you. I've enlisted you to the Marines. I know that. Details. Stop rushing me. Seriously, younglings nowadays. Your lack of patience is the downhill of our society. Now listen attentively. Naruto leaned forward, enthusiasm and excitement rampaging through his bloodstream. His dream of being a superior Marine would eventually come true and he could definitely fulfill his wish in challenging his father in the new world. I forgot what I wanted to say. The Vice Admiral scratched his head sheepishly. The blonde slapped his forehead. Naruto stood at the entrance of his appointed headquarters, totally thrilled as it's his first day as a Marine. Apparently, his adoptive grandfather wanted the best of the best for Naruto and demanded the blonde to be a protege for a Vice Admiral that he believed could advance Naruto's prowess in a prodigious rate. Although Garp refused to admit the blonde's growth throughout the years, he was proud of his adoptive grandson nonetheless. But several reprimanding and sending insolent fools who obeyed strictly with the law through walls, the war veteran was able to convince the military to accept his request by force. Of course, Naruto wasn't aware of Garp's doing. Ambling towards the registering booth, Naruto grinned in satisfaction of his Marine outfit. When he reached the booth, the guard eyed him suspiciously. Name? The blonde beamed a cheerful smile. Naruto Newgate. The guard widened his eyes in shock before dashing through the gate with incredulous screams. Naruto arched a questioning brow. He looks like he saw a monster behind me. A few moments later, a tall man wearing a bandana with a black trench coat along with a pair of shades approached the blonde. So it's you. Naruto was stunned with a mysterious aura emitted from the entity before him. Why, you know me? Yeah. Garp told me about you. He told me to do that. That? Yeah, you know well that. A pause intruded along with an awkward silence. Forget it. I'm the Vice Admiral, Kuzan. From now on, you will be under my order. You will pledge your never mind, I've forgotten what I wanted to say. The point is, Garp asked me to aid you in your training. You look young to be a Marine though, how old are you? 8, sir. Good. Walk with me, kid. The blonde Marine frowned. The name is Naruto. Naruto Newgate. Not kid. Frightened of the newbie's palpable disrespectful manner, a Marine officer scolded. How dare you raise your volume at the Chujo? Kuzan waved a dismissive hand at his subordinate. It's okay. Do you not afraid of me, Naruto Bozu? Naruto crossed his hand. Hell no. Jai-chan's training is hell and I don't even fear him a bit, why must I fear you? Grinning at the response, the Vice Admiral gestured the blonde to walk a line with him into the headquarters. Tell me, what sorts of training do Garp force you to endure? Stroking his chins, Naruto pondered momentarily. He threw me to snake pits. Tied me up on a post and placed me in a place filled with vultures. Oh, there was once he tossed me to the river with the sharks. It was horrible. He taught me the Rakishiki when I was 6 and whenever I performed poorly, he would punish me by forcing me to survive the jungle for a night. Kuzan's sweat dropped. Garp sure takes your training seriously. So, tell me, what is the term justice to you? It means spreading equality to everybody. Nobody is left out and everybody deserves to neutralize their sins. There is no perfect justice, but we can always try to be equal to everybody. Only fools blind themselves in a self-proclaimed justice that doesn't have loopholes. The Vice Admiral raised a brow in curiosity. Why is that? Naruto shrugged. Because there isn't a single law that hasn't had any loopholes. Simple as that. Nothing is perfect, but we can always try to bring equality to everybody. If we can make one person happy, even wasting a few minutes are worth wasting. I won't work for the Marines by following them like a lapdog. I will forge my own justice and show the world that peace exists. I believe that one day, pirates and Marines will find true amity. Time is the only obstacle in that belief. Kuzan couldn't help but chuckled. Want to know what my justice is, Naruto Bozu? What is it? Lazy justice. Naruto grinned. Interesting. Say, any recommendation for a site that I could use for an app? I'm starting to like you. Now, let me show you personally of my office. After all, you're going to be my student from today onwards. Standing in a salute posture, the blonde guffawed. Yes, sensei. Suddenly, the warning siren alarmed the entire barracks. Unable to comprehend the abrupt panic situation, Naruto swirled his attention to Kuzan. What's going on? This rarely happens. Get ready, Naruto Bozu. This will be your first mission with me, now get prepared and meet me at the pier in 15 minutes. 2 hours later. Journey through the sea. So, what is a Buster Call again? Naruto queried. Kuzan exhaled an annoyed breath. Buster Call is by the definition of annihilating a dangerous threat that is opposing the world government. Vice admirals are discharged to participate in such events, and to ensure that the mission is credible in terms of victory, there will be quite a number of vice admirals charging into the battlefield. The blonde raised an eyebrow, perplexed of the complexity of the lecture. So, in short, we're on our way to bust some ass until only dust is left. You can say that. What for? Naruto, naive of the malfeasance existed within the Marines, inquired further. Ohara is merely studying history. It might involve with the Void Century but… You said it yourself. They might be investigating what truly happens during the Void Century. We Marines enter into the military in purpose of serving the world government without question. Absolute justice. It is the law we swear to obey in the name of the naval doctrine, no matter what circumstances we face. That is the reason why compassion within the Marines is getting foreign. As we rise through our ranks, climb the ladder of authority, we started to follow blindly of the absolute justice and lost sight of our moral justice. Clenching his fist tightly, the blonde bellowed in frustration. It is completely unreasonable. Aren't we supposed to fight for the good and fend off the evil? Why are we destroying a group of scholars who were merely trying to learn the Void Century? Because the world government is trying to seal off any conspiracy that the Gorosei and the previous admirals had done, even current high-ranking officers were forbid to know the Void Century. We can only follow orders, no matter what it is, we have to oblige with no complaints. That is the job of a Marine officer, Naruto Bozu. Beside, we're only ordered to transport those scholars away from the island. Naruto's bangs casted an ominous shadow over his eyes as he gritted his teeth. Do you really think we are only ordered to transport them away? If so, a Buster Call is completely unnecessary. Sensei, you seriously can't be that foolish to assume that the order sent to us is that simple, is it? Kuzan could only sigh. Let's hope it remains as that. The fog had lifted and the obscurity of the sight was returning visibility in which the crew could see the coast of the island. To Naruto's horror, the war had started and other ships that arrived had engaged a catastrophe battle against the Ohara villagers. It was simply a one-sided battle that deemed the Marines victorious. Without a second of delay, Naruto vanished into the domain of the island in a static resonance, much to Kuzan's dismay. Damn, kid is getting rash. I better. The ship vibrated vigorously as he noticed his best friend assaulting the Marines. Sol. So his defection was true after all. Damn it. Kuzan dissipated into a pyramid of ice shards and invaded the battlefield silently. Sol stood as the guardian for Nico Robin, the girl that saved him in the beach. The soldiers, though hesitated initially, were motivated to defeat the former vice admiral after witnessing him single-handedly destroy a Marine battleship. Aiming the cannons hastily, the Marines fired their shots at Sol who, with sheer wills, stood firmly into the ground and protected the little girl he came to love like a surrogate daughter. Get away from here, Robin. What are you waiting for? Don't forget your mother's wish. Head to the evacuation ship now. It's futile. Naruto voiced his opinion, causing Robin to bolt in pure shock. They will not let her get into the ship. I saw everything just now. I'm sorry for what the Marines have done to you and this island, but she has declared that she's an archaeologist. It is equivalent to signing her death warrant. Speculating the intruder who wore a Marine outfit, Sol spun around and yelled. Get away from him, Robin. He's going to. I'm here to help you. This island is hopeless, nobody can survive, but I can help this girl to get out of here via a small boat. If she embarks the evacuation ship, the Marines will bomb the ship along with her. Nobody can survive this onslaught. We don't have much time left, trust me and go with me. If you're an archaeologist, then use your knowledge to help this world. Stunned at Naruto's speech, the giant knew the blonde was brutally precise. If that's the case, take Robin away. No. How about you, Sol? How about mother? Tears swelled in Robin's eyes. I'm disappointed, Naruto Bozu. First day into the Marine and you have already disobeyed the law. Kuzan appeared behind Sol abruptly and adjusted his glasses with a melancholy expression. Have you not learned what I've taught you? I learned. Never to forget compassion when executing our duties. She's just a girl. She might be as old as I am. Do you expect her to be killed just because of her occupation? That is not for us to decide. Naruto, the world government. The blonde balled his fist, rage and disgust boiling within him. They can kiss my ass. Don't lie to me, sensei. You have your own doubts as well. I admit, I do question absolute justice frequently but… A deafening explosion erupted, catching everybody's attention. The four individuals twirled their side at the sea and to their terror, the evacuation ship burst to flames. Kuzan was in complete astonishment, angered at his fellow colleague, Sakazuki's decision in extinguishing the innocents who was merely escaping via the evacuation ship. The escapees, having no cooperation with the scholars, were massacred for the sole purpose of ensuring that no archaeologist snuck into the ship. Loathing the horrible action Sakazuki had done, Naruto spoke with a tone laced with hatred and malice. Is this what justice is, sensei? No, that fool is overacting. Is that it? Can he be forgiven just because he follows absolute justice? Justice is shaped on the standing of an individual. We cannot depict the true philosophical ideology of justice because the perception of everybody makes it bias. For that, we can only follow our own moral code and instinct to guide us. This is what we Marines are for. Then I'll follow my own justice than to follow regulations bind to uncertainty. If I die, I'll die with no regrets than to be a sinner. The blonde concluded the verbalization and seized Robin's wrist. Hey, Giant Sand, fend off my sensei. I'll get the girl to safety. Kuzan adjusted his glasses. He sure acts like Garp a lot. Always doing things their way. The kid is right, Kuzan. Do you call that justice? Eradicating innocence lives just because they believe archaeologists might probably be in the ship. Do you hold pride after this? Saul shot a fist at the vice admiral, in which Kuzan leaped away to evade the attack. I don't. But, what is done has been done. Landing on a safe distance, the vice admiral prepared for a battle against his friend. Hurry. The small ship is just ahead. Naruto sped as he gripped Robin's wrist securely. We don't have much time left. Why are you doing this? What's going to happen to my mother and Saul? The girl spoke, desperately struggling to suppress her sob. With a visage of determination, Naruto spoke. Because I'm following my moral codes. Your mother and Saul will die here, but they died to protect you. If you're dead, how can you face them in the afterlife who fought to keep you living? Flashbacks of her reunion with her mother, Robin, unable to relinquish her sadness, burst into tears. You must live on, for the village's sake. For your family and friends. You must pass down your knowledge to the next generation. As long as you're not caught, don't be afraid to sail the sea in freedom. As they run, the location of the small ship became evident, but Naruto was surprised that Kuzan was seating on a rock beside the ship. Halting in his pace, the blonde frowned while Robin gasped. I see, so that giant lost. It's no wonder you're one of the strongest vice admiral in history, sensei. Kuzan chuckled. You're right. Shameless. Naruto's sweat dropped. That's not what I mean, you idiot. I mean the lesson you gave me. I killed my best friend out of duty, but I will not kill the girl. The vice admiral sighed. Absolute justice. Not even worth to have any sentimental value, but it sure drives a person to madness. You're right, Naruto Bozu. Compassion and our own moral code weighs higher than a law flawed and detached of humanity. You, girl. Robin, abolishing her desire to shed more tears, focused her attention at Kuzan in fear. Why yes. I will let you be free. I even form a trial of ice for you to follow. It won't be long before you reach land. What you do from now on, it's your call. You can choose to hate, it's your choice. If the pain is too unbearable, you can also choose to die here. I won't stop you because I'm not your friends. Naruto Bozu might be an ally, but I will not hesitate to hunt you down if you commit a crime. Remember that. The vice admiral wrestled himself to a standing position before strolling away. Don't stay too long, Naruto Bozu. We're leaving soon. Grinning at his mentor's resolve, Naruto altered his gazes at Robin. Now leave. Live and cherish your life. I'm not going to tell you that it's going to be okay, because it's not. Be brave and fight the future with courage. Intolerable of the pain, Robin embraced the blonde and sobbed her sorrow into the blonde's chest. Patting the girl's back, Naruto whispered. Leave. You're running out of time. The blonde rummaged his pocket and took a bag of gold before giving it to the girl. Take this berry with you. Don't let it get stolen. Naruto unclipped the exquisite necklace encircled around his neck and placed it into Robin's palm. Keep this. It is a present my deceased grandmother gave me when I was 5. With its worth and value, you can buy an entire island. The girl widened her eyes. Nobody had given her any valuable jewelry in her entire life. And no. This gift is too expensive. I cannot accept such. Return this necklace to me the next time we meet. Unexpectedly, Naruto kissed the girl. Upon realizing what had occurred, a vibrant tint of pink flushed on Robin's cheeks. Pushing her away gently, Naruto smiled. My grandmother told me that a boy's first kiss is a charm. You're blessed. Now go. It won't be long before they bomb this area as well. Robin stood in daze for a moment before registering the situation and jumped into the ship. How can I repay you? Return my necklace to me. The blonde beamed joyously with a slight hint of despair. The name is Naruto Newgate. Remember that name is all I ask. And Nico Robin. Naruto pushed the boat and it slowly sailed away directly to the designated destination. Bidding a farewell wave, Naruto screamed. Nobody is born to be completely alone. Find your true friends that will protect you eventually. Be safe, Robin-chan. We'll definitely meet again soon. We will. Thank you, Naruto-kun. Naruto sighed as he sat in his cabin, reflecting what had happened in Ohara and his meeting with Robin. Several knocks were heard, and the blonde discarded his thoughts before walking towards the door and opened it. Sensei. Mind if I come in? This is your ship, I can't say no to you anyway. Naruto stepped aside and allowed the vice admiral for entrance. Kuzan ambled into the chamber and examined every corners of the room in mock concentration. Nice room indeed. Save me the sarcasm. If you're looking for an apology, then I'm sorry for defying order, but I have no guilt in what I committed. The blonde spoke emotionlessly. What world government has done just now is clearly not for the betterment for this world, that's for sure. I'm not here to tell you about whose fault is it because I'm not issuing any blames on any parties. What you have done is not 100% lawful, but as long as you're able to retain compassion and your own justice, I'm satisfied. Naruto was surprised with what the vice admiral had said. What I'm really here for is to tell you that the world government knew about that girl's departure of the island without being arrested and has placed a bounty on her head. I didn't inform them what truly happens, but well, that's all we can do for her. If Saul is willing to sacrifice himself for the girl, then she must really have some importance in the future. Grabbing the wanted sheet, the blonde was astounded. 79 million biri. That's madness. Who's inside? Welcome to the club. That's how the Marines operate. Naruto cramped the paper and tossed it to the side. Fuck. That's so not what I've expected. This is ridiculous, plainly ridiculous. 6 years later. Naruto. Age 14. Admiral Aokiji took a deep breath, conceded the need to defeat his enigmatic apprentice promptly, who possessed a vast depository of skills under his sleeves and was currently hidden in the forest, awaiting an ambuscade. Wiping several beads of sweats from his temples, Kuzan casted a cautious glance around his surroundings. Damn, I just turned a kid into a monster throughout these years. Let's see, if I'm Naruto Bozu and I'm trying to defeat somebody who I can't possibly defeat with ease, what should I do? Simple. An emotionless voice interrupted the admiral's thoughts, stunning Kuzan slightly. Shigen. Inferno Dangan. Finger gun. Inferno bullets. Without hesitation, Naruto shot what seemed like barrage of blazing bullet fingers rapidly at the admiral in a spur of seconds. Kuzan anticipated the lethal assaults, created an ice doll of himself which served as a replica to diverge his escaping route from the blonde. Manifesting his frame a mile away from the scene, Kuzan exhaled a relief breath. You underestimated me, sensei. In a blink of an eye, Naruto vanished from his spot and reappeared behind the admiral. Tekai. Karyuno, Iron Mass. Dragon Flame. Kuzan widened his eyes upon hearing the attacking phrase. Shit. Genkatsu. Fist, infusing massive loads of raging haki into his fist and enhancing the strength of his strike with the predominant raw power of Tekai, Naruto swung his fist directly at his mentor mercilessly. Due to the tremendous amount of force exerting from the punch, the fist exploded into flames resulted from the intense friction through the atmosphere. Undesired of receiving the deadly thrust, Kuzan managed to create another doppelganger of himself in the nick of time before the fist collided at his face. As the fist slammed into the replica's face, the clone Kuzan shattered into countless of ice shards. What amazed the admiral was the fact that the assault created a gigantic crater on a colossus tree directly opposite from the blonde. Getting scary that Naruto Bozu. Kuzan slammed his palm onto the ground and muttered. Ice Age. As the command articulated, the grassland froze abruptly into an arctic plain of snow and ice. Aware of the paramount status his mentor obtained because of the devil fruit Kuzan ate, Naruto leaped to the sky. Renkyaku. Shigoku Arashi. Stormleg. Hell's Tempest. Humping humongous quantity of haki and strength into his foot, Naruto executed a kick in midair, in which a violent blue typhoon stormed towards Kuzan as an outcome. The admiral gritted his teeth in annoyance. If this goes on any further, this entire forest would be leveled. I guess I have no choice. The admiral dissipated into crumbles of ice before the hurricane could reach him. Taking cognition of his mentor's sudden change of plans, Naruto was keeping a vigilant scan around his vicinity while he used Geppu to remain afloat in midair. What are you trying to do, sensei? Not far away, the admiral forged a trident with ice sent through at Naruto in a horrifying velocity. Sensing the threatening spears approaching, the blonde pinpointed the trajectory of the trident and did what he must do to catalyst the attack. Renkyaku. Saurai. Stormleg. Blue Thunder. Initiating a backflip, Naruto drove his foot vertically downwards at the ice spear and launched a bolt of vibrant blue lightning from his foot. The spear clashed with the thunderbolt and caused an equalization of both assaults. The blonde sped towards his target nosedive in a terrifying speed that somehow startled the admiral. Without leaving a moment of delay, Naruto fused a gargantuan volume of haki and pure strength into his index finger before bellowing in excitement. "Eat this, sensei." Shigen. Raite no Kiba. Finger gun. Dragon Emperor's Fang. Naruto thrusts his finger at Kuzan, a mirage of a dragon fang formed on the blonde's finger. Kuzan abolished other strategies and did what was best for his current predicament. The admiral evaded the attack. Much to Kuzan's dismay, when the blonde's finger touched the surface of the concrete ice pavement, a crater lengthened in an excessive magnitude erupted from the ground. "Thank God I didn't confront that technique head-on or I might be dead by now." The blonde panted anxiously. "Looks like I've drained most of my power." "Hey. Break time. I'm through with your training." Kuzan defrosted the entire forest with a single snap from his finger and sat on the ground. Naruto ambled towards his backpack on the ground and seized the bottle strapped on the bag before drinking it. Emptying the entire bottle, the blonde felt satisfied and situated the bottle back to its original position on the backpack. "Sensei, you're getting old." The admiral rolled his eyes. "You're just getting stronger." Inferno Dangan, a technique that only a person who is born with immense strength and has a mastery over the ways of utilizing haki efficiently can the user use the technique without harming his body. The friction you drew when stabbing the air was so great, your fingers ignite into flames. Haryu no Jinkatsu, a fist hardened with Tekai then applying it with haki, and with the aid of pure strength inherited from your father, the punch become formidable and possibly 100 times stronger than an ordinary punch. Shigoku Arashi, a kick so powerful, it's as if the user summoned a hurricane. Saurai, a mere bolt with the strength of a real thunder. Lastly, Raite no Kiba, the most powerful sub-category technique of Shigen ever invented. Naruto Bozu, you're growing scarier each day. I learned from the best. Naruto grinned as he grabbed a towel from his bag and wiped his sweats. Kuzan gestured his apprentice to seat beside him with a wave. Naruto obliged and settled down beside his mentor. "So, how's my progress?" "I'll say, 200% for someone your age." The blonde smiled. "That proud of me? Having you as a slave is an honor." Naruto sighed. "I think I should use full power the next time we spar." The admiral immediately raised his hands in surrender. "Hey, I'm joking. Don't be so serious." "I'm joking as well, sensei." Naruto grinned. Kuzan sighed. "Let's talk business. You have an appointment with Tsuru at 2 p.m. Go now or you'll be washed and hanged out to dry, literally." The blonde arched a brow. "Appointment? What does Bachan want from me?" "Get going and you'll know. Good news, guarantee." The admiral winked, creating a suspense ambience. "Something fishy is going on." Naruto kicked open the gate and instantly saw a familiar granny with an oversized vice admiral uniform hung over her shoulder, sipping her tea impassively. Enthusiasm of seeing his surrogate grandmother, the blonde rushed to the woman and covered her eyes with his hands. "Guess who?" Tsuru smiled. "Who else would it be other than the most mischievous, most unpredictable Naruto-chan?" "You're only half correct. I'm the man who loved you the most in this universe and wants to live the rest of my life with you, Bachan." Naruto grinned and hugged Tsuru from her back. "How are you, Bachan? Anybody dares to bully the great Tsuru-sama? You and your sweet mouth." Fine, days are rather calm though. Still, I'm really worried for you. When are you going to find a girlfriend and bring her to me? I'm expecting baby soon, Naruto-chan." "I'm only 14. Give me a break." "But did you know you're only 14? Don't grow up to be a heartbreaker, Naruto-chan. Or else." The female vice admiral left the threat hanging. Muttering several incoherent statements, the blonde sighed and sat beside his surrogate grandmother. "What is it you summoned me all the way here for?" The adroit tactician, Tsuru, passed a document to the blonde. Grabbing the paper, the blonde browsed through the content of the document and quirked a smirk. "You want me to join the Cipher Pole?" "That's right. Your skills are the best for assassination. Garp-san and I have discussed whether we should appoint you as captain or a rank higher, since you surpassed many other soldiers by folds. Appointing you as a lowly marine is definitely not appropriate, so after a long heated debate, we decided to appoint you as the official commander of the CP9. Of course, you need to make some qualification examination prior to your newly appointed rank to prove to your new peers and subordinates that you're fit to rule. You must know that the CP9 is currently the strongest among the Cipher Pole." The blonde sighed in mock sadness. "I rather keep a low profile than to be some secret agent for the world government." "What's the difference between keeping a low profile and being a secret agent? You're strong, Naruto-chan. If I entrust this duty to you, you should know that this might be your milestone in your career as a marine. Besides, if you're the chief of CP9, by your skills and prowess, even if you resign your post, the marine headquarters will rank you as vice admiral by default. Think about it, Naruto-chan." Naruto exhaled a tired breath. "I'll do it. I'll trust Bachan's decision." Tsuru smiled. "And so I am here. Waiting in this spacious room with nothing but a painting, a sofa, a desk and 3 big windows. Somebody tell me what the hell I'm doing here. Naruto whined as he slumped into the couch. The door creak opened, yet unexpectedly the blonde wasn't alarmed by the intrusion. Aware of Naruto's presence in the room, Lucci, Kaku and Jayabura darted towards their objective. Although Naruto knew of his dangerous status, he wasn't afraid at all. Before the 3 assailants could reach the blonde, the sofa, which Naruto was resting, flew towards them. Lucci and Kaku dodged away from the sofa, while Jayabura instinctively destroyed the couch with a kick before continuing his tackle. Naruto vanished from his sight and reappeared above Lucci. Reacting to impulse, Lucci whispered. Shigen. Auron. Not sparing a second of delay, Naruto howled. Shigen. Inferno Dangan. Lucci was bewildered to the fact that his opponent's counterattack didn't nullify his strikes. Instead, Naruto's version of Shigen overpowered him. It wasn't long before the blonde penetrated through Lucci's defense and delivered a series of deathly burning finger bullets. Performing a set of acrobatic flips backwards, Lucci panted while coughing blood. Upon witnessing the downfall of his comrade, Kaku dashed towards his enemy before plunging his hands into the ground, kicking upwards, and sent a blue wave of energy towards the blonde. Unfazed at the incoming attack, Naruto grinned and muttered. Renkyaku. Finikusu Jukaka. Storm Leg. Phoenix Cross. Kaku's eyes widened as he watched Naruto's Renkyaku, shaped into a burning cross, overwhelmed his attack. Dazed by the unbelievable strength his opponent possessed, Kaku was incapable of evading Naruto's Phoenix Wave and was slammed into the wall, painfully. Jayabura sneered as he saw his teammates fallen in the hands of someone barely as old as Lucci. If he defeated the blonde, no doubt, he would gain the utmost respect he deserved. Charging up all of his power, Jayabura sped towards Naruto and roared. Tekai Kenpu. The Kami Hijiki. Naruto grinned darkly. Tekai. Karyu no Miseru. Iron Mass. Dragon Flame Missile. Enhancing his fist with an abundant amount of haki and pure power, Naruto punched the air, resulting massive steam shockwaves to form in the atmosphere due to the impact. Jayabura didn't have the necessary time to formulate a counter-move and was hit, point-blank, by the ungodly blazing force, propelling him away through the opposite wall. The blonde dusted his hands, a smirk plastered on his comely features. Any more participants who wish to test my power? Khalifa's eyes almost popped out from her eye socket. Impossible. He defeated the 3 strongest member of the CP9 with relatively ease. Kumadori, fascinated with their newly appointed leader's strength, voiced out his opinion. Yoyoi. It seems like the news are right after all. Naruto-san is definitely strong enough to be our commander. Please forgive my teammates' impudence. I shall commit suicide in order to prove the genuine of my words. Allow me to open my stomach to take in full responsibilities. Seppuku. Tekai. Kumadori stabbed himself in the stomach but unintentionally activated Tekai, rendering suicide useless. Unable to accept the fact that he couldn't die, Kumadori sobbed overdramatically. I can't die. Naruto's sweat dropped. What's wrong with this guy? Houkaru unzipped his mouth and charged towards the blonde without warning. Acting on stimulated reflexes, Naruto jerked his arm backwards and thrust it forward brutally. When the blonde's fist connected into Fukaru's stomach, the impact was in such supreme degree, the green-haired assassin was sent crashing into the wall. So, there are still people who still have their doubts on my capabilities. Naruto scanned the room with a scrutinizing gaze. You're wrong. Khalifa adjusted her glasses. Fukaru develops a technique called Tiwis. It is a technique exclusive only for him. That technique allows him to measure one's physical strength. Emerging from the debris, Fukaru groaned in pain. Such power Chipapa, I underestimated his strength. Let me see the amount of Dariki he possesses. Houkaru widened his eyes in sheer bewilderment, catching everybody's attention. 3,400 Dariki. He outclassed all of us, even Jayabura. Chipapa. Impossible. Kaku exclaimed. How can he gain such strength at such age? From now on, I, Uzumaki Naruto, will be the commander of CP9. I'm not your typical ruthless leader. I only ask for one thing, and that is to be a family. We are brothers and sister. We should not fight for ourselves but rather for our friends. I'm an orphan, to be honest with all of you. That's why I learned to cherish every life form in this world, except the scoundrels that taint my moral justice. Standing in formality, Naruto's hands were behind his back. I will cover your weaknesses, but in return, I hope you can cover mine as well. Yoyoi. That's such a beautiful statement. Kumadori wiped the tears away from his eyes and broke down. Yoyoi. To have such a responsible leader, this must be Akasan's blessing. That's how it is, isn't it? Akasan. Naruto leaned towards Khalifa and whispered solemnly. Does he do that all the time? Yes, unfortunately. You'll get used to it. At that moment, Spandam barged into the room. I receive reports that I'm being replaced by a bastard who is undeserved to rule my position as chief. Where the fuck are you? Come out now and face me. I'm here. Naruto smiled sinisterly. You're Spandam. Your father is Spandine. Your father, though loyal to the Gorosei, is famed for his notorious attempt for promotions by all means and will do anything in his will to execute the necessity for his wishes, even if it means destroying an island filled with innocent lives. The Ohara incident is the sole proof of your father's merciless attempt. You are no different from him. A scum in this society that should have been wiped out centuries ago, your existence is but an obstacle to the society. The coward ex-chief gulped the fearful lump in his throat. Why you dare lay your hands on me and I'll. Naruto dissipated into a fierce force of tyrant wind before reappearing in front of Spandam, his fist slammed into the coward's abdomen violently. You are but garbage in this world. I shall execute moral justice at its finest. Farewell. Spandam collapsed to the ground as he vomited volumes of blood. Why you won't get away from this? I already did. Have you forgotten? The blonde's eyes were the epitome of stoic and remorseless. I'm the commander of CP9. You are nothing but a fool. Naruto sighed and brought his foot upwards before crushing Spandam's hand, despite several members' protest. The cowardly ex-chief screamed in agony before falling unconscious. Khalifa suppressed the urge to regurgitate upon the sight of the savage gore lying on the ground and adjusted her spectacles with a trembling hand. What a sagacious yet powerful entity this Naruto is. He attacks him without a slight hint of remorse. He's truly the perfect weapon within CP9's arsenal. Lucci wiped the blood off his mouth and regained his bearing. Now that he's not one of us, what is your order, chief? Order? Arching a brow, the blonde contemplated. Firstly, I would like someone to clean up this mess. Secondly, I would like to know all of you. Thirdly, I will not like to be addressed as chief. You can call me Naruto or Naruto-san or Nai-san but not chief. Yoyoi. Very well. I shall call in the servants to clean up such disturbing scenes. Yoyoi. I shall do what I must be doing. You do that. The blonde faked a smile. Anyway, let's get started. I'm sorry that I've injured you. My apologies, Lucci-san, Kaku-san, Jayabura-san. It's alright. We attack you without warning. We are at faults as well. Kaku nodded. No way. I demand my hospitality fees. Jayabura complained. Khalifa sighed. You can always claim those fees with the government. Really? I didn't know that. Stray dogs aren't going to be any smarter than a 5th grader. Lucci interjected as he dusted his clothes. An angry tick formed on Jayabura's forehead. What did you say, stupid cat? Shut up. Naruto flooded the room with tremendous amount of malevolent haki, stupefying the CP9 in the process. Great, now that I got your attention, care to talk a little about yourself? Eh? The commander has to do missions as well. The newly appointed CP9 chief whined childishly. Can't you send others to babysit that spoilt brat? Others are busy attending to their own work. Right now, you're the only one who has absolutely nothing to do except loitering around pointlessly in this room, Naruto-kun. Khalifa adjusted her glasses as she stood beside her fellow blonde in the office. The commander must be a role model for his subordinates. If the king is unwilling to move, the men will not move. If his men don't wish to move, the kingdom will fall and the empire will perish. Naruto-kun, you must take. Alright, I get it. Stop nagging, Khalifa-chan. Naruto sighed. I'll babysit her. Damn the world government. Since that matter is solved, Khalifa adjusted her spectacle. What about Spandam? What about him? Placing his feet on the table, the commander threw his hand to the back of his head and shuts his eyes, humming a happy tune. Don't you think he will come back to assert revenge on you? So what if he does? Naruto opened an eye. Are you worrying of my welfare, Khalifa-chan? The blonde secretary blushed. And no. You're my commander. It's my duty to take care of you. Uproaring in merriment, Naruto waved a dismissive hand. Calm down, Khalifa-chan. I'm just joking around. Don't worry about Spandam. If he ever returns from wherever hellhole he comes from, I will kick his ass personally and make sure he doesn't have any strength to return ever again. Naruto, dressed in a white blazer along with a pink shirt that had the sentence "Tough men wear pink" embedded on the torso, in which he wore the pink fabric underneath the jacket and a pair of jeans, reached his designated destination and stood before the gates of the palace that the aristocratic royal family resided in. Mariagewa, it was the grand capital of the world government and one of the only entrances that allowed pirates to travel through to the new world. The blonde disliked pottering around the land. It was also the focal point of cruel slavery, something the CP9 commander detested most in his life. The guard stepped forward. Who are you and what's your intention? I'm Naruto Newgate. I'm sent by the world government to take care of the Tenyubito, Saint Shilulia. Flipping through the files, the guard bowed and opened the gate for the blonde. Please forgive my insolence. The escorts will be here shortly. Naruto narrowed his eyes. Great. My first mission as a commander is to babysit a spoilt brat. The man in black suit approached the commander and saluted. Naruto-sama. I've arrived to bring you to Shilulia-sama's room. Please follow me. The blonde chief nodded and followed the man. Curious of the girl he was ordered to look after, the blonde queried. Say, what's the girl's personality like? Arrogant. Snobbish. Rude. Ignorant. The man gulped. No, I am in no liberty to answer your question, especially those questions. Naruto rolled his eyes. It's true after all. They're afraid of the Tenryubito. Besides, they're a bunch of inhumane piece of shits who think they are the real rulers of the world. This world is beyond corruption. How I wish I have the power to change all this. All this corruption. Waits a minute. Maybe I can change that girl's perspective in life and help her seize what's right and wrong. Yup, this is all fate's doing. She's only 12. Her mind is still pure in the border of uncertainty. If I can bring her to the senses of moral codes, perhaps she'll be different. I must try. The blonde swirled his sight to the escort and questioned. So, where's the other Tenryubito? I don't see them around here. They went to a 1-month vacation. Shilulia-sama is unwilling to leave, therefore she demands a young, handsome and strong fighter to protect her. You fit all of her criteria, so I'm chosen to be her guardian. Naruto sighed. That's awesome. The two men ambled through the vast hallway measured in an excessive length and paused in front of a door. The escort bowed. You must walk through the remains of your journey in order to prove your worthiness. That's the order of Shilulia-sama's. If you're unable to survive what's inside, you will die. If you survive, then you pass Her Highness's examination. Good luck to you. Wonderful. Naruto kicked open the door, situating his hands in his pocket leisurely and strolled through the undersized hallway built with metal plates. What's this? Modernized technological crap. Suddenly, machine artillery shot out from the walls and blasted a series of bullets and cannons at the blonde. Unfazed at the assault, Naruto grinned. Tech-eye. The bullets and cannons were futile. Nothing was able to penetrate through the blonde's defense. Shilulia, watching the scene via the monitor, was stunned beyond cognition, unable to comprehend what was happening. An ordinary human will be pissing their pants. This guy just fight my attacks. No, he wasn't even bothered by my attacks. Impossible. Naruto, in the other hand, was growing impatience from the escapade and muttered silently. Renkyaku. Isen no Ken. Storm leg. 1,000 blades. Slamming a foot to the ground for balance, the blonde relied on his free leg to execute a barrage of ferocious kicks, launching thousands of blue energy formatted into the shape of swords towards the entire chamber randomly. A moment later, what was left was an aftermath of sheer destruction by an uninjured blonde who walked the hallway in a state of tranquility. Shilulia felt threatened. Somebody who had the power to fend off countless of bullets was currently approaching her room. I won't let you win that easily. The princess grabbed a custom-modified sword on her desk and ran towards the entrance of the door, awaiting the blonde's arrival. Gazing around the destroyed hallway to assure safety, Naruto smiled and opened the door. Anticipated at the hostility, the blonde instinctively seized the edge of a blade that was descending upon him. Oh. Little girl like you shouldn't be playing with dangerous weapon. An experienced swordsman uses his sword to protect while you use your sword to kill. Do you understand now? There is no power behind that swing. I can't feel any strength in your strike, girl. The nerve. How dare you talk to me like that? Do you know who I am? My ancestors are the one who create this world. How dare you show such disrespectful insolence before me? I'm Sha. You're Shilulia. Naruto interrupted abruptly. You're 12 years old. You're Saint Roswell's daughter. Saint Charles is your brother. Your blood type is A. You live in your life in royalty. You like fluffy and fuzzy things, that includes teddy bears, bunnies and other furry soft toys. You don't need to fear the lack of food or shelter. You love dark chocolates. Your favorite food is steak marinated with red wine and the beef must be cooked tenderly. You live the dream life of many. 800 years ago, 20 kings united together to build the world government and they are your ancestors. Basically, the reason why you're a noble is simply because of those 20 dudes who died centuries ago. The obvious rudeness in the blonde's tone enraged the princess. Nobody had dared to speak in such tone before her. Why you? Do you know that I have the power to throw you behind bars this instance? And so? I'm ordered by the Gorosei to protect you by all means. Even it means hurting you in some ways. Your parents have no rights to interfere with the world government's doing. By the way, the sword you're holding is made up of sea stone. Unfortunately for you, it won't work for me. Even if I have eaten a devil fruit, you won't be able to harm me with such petty attacks. Now, be nice and stay in your bedroom quietly. Oh yeah? You got the nerve to command me. Shilulia threw her sword away and raised her head pompously. Feed me. Excuse me? Don't make me repeat myself. I said, feed me. Naruto simply laughed. Feed you? What do you take me for? I'm under direct order from the Gorosei to ensure your safety. That's all. If you want to eat, go to the kitchen and grab your own food. If you want to bath, go to the bathroom yourself and take a damn shower. If you want a bedtime story, I'm sorry but I only know horror stories. Trust me, they're bad for health, especially for kids like you. How dare you? Nobody dared to yell at me. Not even my father. And that is why you're a spoilt brat. That's it. I'm going to report to my father. Shilulia rushed to the door, only for it to be slammed shut right before her. The princess turned her attention to the blonde, only to see a sadistic smirk plastered on his features. Too bad for you, there's no way I'm going to let you out without a little discipline. Shilulia gulped fearfully as she swore that she could see demon spirits hovering behind Naruto's back. Are you sure this is appropriate? Sending Naruto to guard over Saint Shilulia? Sengoku questioned. What's wrong with that? Garp dug his nose indignantly. I figure the future generations of the Tenryubito deserve some proper lecturing. Naruto has no fear in anything, just like his father. He's the best choice for the requirement. Besides, Naruto is a man destined for greatness. Perhaps, he might be able to change the little brat's mind and turn her mind to the right side of true justice. Sengoku arched a brow but sighed. I hate to say this, but these words coming out from you are totally unbelievable. Faster. Harder. Please, don't stop, Naruto-kun. Faster. Shilulia moaned in blissful pleasure. You can't handle this anymore. Naruto groaned. No. Faster. Do me hard. Gritting his teeth, the blonde yelled. I can't do it anymore. This is wrong. You're wrong. What's wrong with you? Are you a masochist or something? Do you like spanking so much? Do you have some fetish problem associated with pains? Shut up and spank me like the naughty girl I am. Pushing the princess away, Naruto leaped to the other side of the room, his breath labored. Great. I'm stuck with a princess who likes pains. Shilulia sat up while rubbing her sword butt, her expression was filled with poignant sadness. Nobody hits me in the palace. Though it hurts, it feels so good. But, nobody dares to talk to me in this palace. My brothers and sisters are always busy. Father is always outside fooling around. The maids are afraid of me. The servants are unwilling to chat with me. It's very lonely living in here. If only I could see the world outside Mariagua all by myself. The blonde crossed his arms and leaned against the wall. Have you seen a horse before? Shaking her head, the princess exhaled a depressed breath. Have you seen an elephant before? Once again, Shilulia shook her head. Seahorse? No. Naruto's eye twitched. Platypus? No. Have you seen an eagle before? Surely you have seen one, right? What's that? Naruto rubbed his temples and murmured sarcastically. Poor girl. She never even sees an eagle before. She really needs a life. Why are you talking to yourself? Shilulia tilted her head to the side in a perplexed manner. Never mind that. Let's make a deal. I'll bring you out to Sabaody Archipelago. You need to undress that pathetic suit and wear some civilian clothing. In return, you owe me a favor. The princess raised a confused brow. But why? Daddy says that we shouldn't be breathing the same air as the commoner. Then he's wrong. But Daddy won't lie. Naruto took a deep breath and eyed the princess with a patronizing glare. Your call. Either you strip that suit off and wear some serious clothes, or you get stuck in this palace like a caged bird. And by the way, that hairstyle looks so wrong. Go change it if you want to go. You have 3 seconds to decide. Puffing her cheeks in anger, Shilulia exclaimed. How dare you? 1. But. 2. Fine. The blonde grinned. Don't forget you owe me a favor. Shilulia, clothed in a brown cloak, was uncomfortable with the new changes in her fashion. This fabric is so badly sewed. And so filthy. Are you expecting me to wear such rag? Yes. Naruto beamed a cheerful smile with his hands in his pocket. It's thanks to this badly sewed filthy rag that those guards are unable to recognize you, kid. Muttering several obscenity matters under her breath, Shilulia sighed. Now that we're here, where do we go? The blonde stroked his chin. Let's take a ride in the Ferris wheel located in Grove 35, then we shall visit Grove 29. Grove 29? Isn't that place lawless? So? Afraid? Shilulia trembled slightly. And no. Naruto chuckled. If you're afraid then don't be afraid to say it out. If you're happy, don't bottle it up. If you wish to smile, then smile. Don't let pitiful things such as pride to hinder you in your way of life. Way of life? The princess walked aligned with her guardian. Yeah. It has vital differences between the moral code of life and your own way of life. They can be separated or they can coexist in harmony. Once separated, you become confused in the realm of uncertainty, drifting in a life filled with regrets and despair. But if they can join, then you see meanings in your life. Naruto noticed the princess listening to his words in rapt attention and continued. You're a princess, but that doesn't mean you can take your status for granted. A ruler who applies fear in his men can never find true friendship or loyalty. Once a crisis strikes, they will all scramble in fear, leaving you all alone. Shilulia's sight was downcast. She didn't have the will to speak. You're still pure, kid. You must learn to differentiate what's right and wrong. Don't follow your parents' doing. Morally, it isn't right. Technically, it isn't right either. You're a princess, and that means you have power that even I don't have. The girl cocked an eyebrow. Powers that you don't have. The power of sovereignty. You can change the course of life with your mere wishes. You're capable of many great things, kid. Don't let pride and status become the obsolete obstacles in your mindscape. Naruto smiled benevolently but was unaware of Shilulia's streak of crimson across her face. That's why, you can never tell yourself that you can't do something, because you can do much more than I do. You're bestowed with the rarest gift, and that is the qualification to be a world noble. You sound like what my father's doings are wrong. Are you saying you're right? No. I'm being objective. There is another reason why I brought you here. Another reason? I want you to live the life of a commoner for one day. Naruto cheered. Only that would your eyes be open to the happiness that average people possess. At that moment, a man charged towards the blonde mercilessly. Sensing danger, the blonde commander pushed Shilulia away and took the blow. The result was devastating. Naruto soared right through one of the mangrove trees and pummeled to the ground, causing a small crater around him. The assailant laughed at the blonde's defeat. How pathetic. I expected much more from you, Naruto Newgate. Shilulia, panicked over Naruto's welfare, screamed. Naruto-kun. Oh? And who are you, little girl? The assaulter strolled towards the frightened princess. Don't you dare touch her, Crocodile. The blonde commander's roar could be heard throughout the entire grove. Oh? I see. You're just as tough as your father, Naruto Newgate. The Shichibukai grinned with a hint of malice. I'm going to enjoy killing you. Emerging from the debris, Naruto dusted his clothing and sighed. What a pain. Get out of here, Shilulia-chan. He calls my name. The princess couldn't help but blushed. Yeah, get going girl, before I change my mind. Crocodile smirked disturbingly. Nodding anxiously, Shilulia ran towards a tree and concealed herself from the imminent battlefield. Fate enjoys playing coincident, huh? I wish to kill your father, yet I meet you, his son. You're getting rather famous, aren't you? Climbing the stairs of ranks in an insane speed. It took Whitebeard decades to become what he has become now, and I shall not let his son to become as strong as him. Today is the day you die, Naruto Newgate. Any last words? Naruto's bangs created an ominous shadow that casted over his cerulean eyes. Why are you here? Wandering around in solitude? Crocodile smirked. But, luck must be on my side. For today, you shall fall, and I shall be standing above your corpse. I can't wait to deliver your death news to your father, personally. Alright. You leave me no choice before you get a fool of yourself, I'll show you the power differences between us. The power that you will never hope to reach, not even if you have 100 years of training. The blonde chief flexed his fingers and took in a deep breath before commanding in authority. Shilulia-chan. Run away now. Don't you dare show yourself here or I won't forgive you. Now get going. But. Like I said, you hold the power that I don't have. A power exclusive for you. If you die, then nobody can change the world. Not everybody has the gift to change the world, cherish your life and the life of others. Now run. Then Naruto-kun wiping the tears off her eyes, Shilulia ran into the deeper domain of the grove. She had never felt solicitude for somebody before, it was foreign to her. Foolish. Crocodile snorted, his fingers tracing the cold surface of his metallic hook. Do you really think I will let her off that easily? No, you're the one who's foolish, Sir Crocodile. Naruto smirked. I told her to run off, it's because I don't wish to taint her mind with the brutality that will be the aftermath here. She shall not see what I'm capable of. The monster within me, that is. Monster? The Shichibukai mocked. Then let's see how strong this monster is within you, Naruto Newgate. Then what are we waiting for? Let's go wild. Unbeknownst to the two combatants, Shilulia was hiding in another nearby tree, watching everything unfolded before her. Without hesitation, Naruto sped forward in a sonic dart, startling the unprepared Crocodile before delivering an uppercut towards the Shichibukai's jaw, only for him to dodge effortlessly and thrust his lethal hook at the blonde. Sensing fatality from Crocodile's assault, Naruto leaped to the sky and bellowed. Rankyaku. Bufu no Hanabira. Stormleg. Gale of flower petals. As the command phrase articulated, millions of blue shards blitzed towards the Shichibukai. There was no sufficient time for Crocodile to analyze Naruto's latent ability as he evaded the deadly charging petals and grunted. It seems that I have underestimated you, boy. Then you better stop underestimating me. Naruto's silhouette disappeared from the sky and reappeared behind the Shichibukai, stunning Crocodile. Or you'll die. Hekai. Karyu no Jinkatsu. Launching a blazing fist infused with immense haki directly at the Shichibukai, Naruto's fist successfully impacted into Crocodile's stomach, sending him crashing into a mangrove tree. That's payback for just now. Crocodile emerged from the debris, coughing blood onto the unforgiving earth and muttered. Damn kid. How did he punch me? That's it. No more games. Naruto's eyes widened in horror as his opponent dissipated completely into sands. Fuck, I didn't know that asshole has a devil fruit ability. And he has the Loja type. This is not good. The blonde jumped into the emperor in blue sky. I guess I have no choice. Before this asshole shows more of the extent of his ability, I must eliminate him. I can only use this technique once in a while, but with this kind of situation at hand, I don't have much choice. My leg is so gonna hurt after this. Renkyaku. Jigoku Arashi. Asserting a ponderous amount of haki and raw power into his leg, Naruto swung his foot and discharged a horrendous hurricane towards the offensive sands. Crocodile, alerted of the threatening twister rampaging towards him, halted his acceleration and grinned emphatically. Do you really think a little tornado can do me harm? Naive. I shall show you true despair. Sables. The sand variation of hurricane blasted from existence and collided against the opposing tornado before gradually nullifying both tremendous powers to non-existence. Naruto was stupefied beyond cognition as he landed with grace onto the ground and mumbled. He stopped my attack. No way. Desert Spada. Plunging his fist into the ground, nature shook vigorously before a torpedo composed entirely with sands and soils charged forward in a massive onslaught, targeting Naruto mercilessly. Analyzing an immediate catalyst for the incoming attack, Naruto slammed his foot onto the pavement and yelled. Renkyaku. Judgmento Setsudanki. Stormleg. Judgment Guillotine. The vibrant blue wave of violent energy arose from the surface of the ground and bombarded against the sand strike, neutralizing the attacks once again. Naruto panted tediously. He could feel his muscle tissues tearing, and if this continued, he would definitely lose his leg. Fuck, I never know fighting Loja fruit user in a deathmatch will be so insane. Rakishiki's power is nothing to them, and their powers are unlimited depending on their geographic terrain, whilst mine has limits no matter where I am. I won't last long like this. Noticing Naruto's obvious fatigue, Crocodile sneered. What's wrong, boy? Already that tired? Heh. The blonde spat his blood on the ground and grinned. I'm just getting started. In truth's forefront, the blonde was pondering on an effective counterattack. I will get tired out eventually. To fight a Loja fruit user, a Rakishiki fighter must channel haki into their arteries and veins to really cause some serious damage on devil fruit user. That of course comes with a price. The more I use haki, the easier I get wear out. If I don't hit him in the next 3 moves, my speed will be slowed down dramatically. Shit. I'm just glad I did receive training from sensei, or I'll be fucked. Oh? From my view sight, you're almost at your limits, aren't you? Those 2 attacks rob quite a lot of energy from you, huh? I'm sorry to say this to you but a devil fruit user never runs out of their power, especially a Loja type. I ate the Suna no Mi. I'm literally a sandman. I don't know how you're able to punch me just now, but you won't have a second chance of punching me, that's for sure. Instantly, Crocodile was standing before Naruto, his shadow loomed over the blonde. Don't you get it? It's too late. The Shichibukai choked the CP9 commander's neck in a fierce grip and hoisted him to the air before brutally slamming his vulnerable form against a mangrove tree. Foolish, boy. Very foolish. Where's the monster within you? Let this be a lesson to you. Never harm those you can't kill. Today is your unlucky day in meeting me. Rest assured that it won't be long before you see your father soon in hell. Is this really the difference between a devil fruit user and a non-devil fruit user? Is this really the end for me? I still got so many things I haven't done. I can't afford to die now. Beauty. Crocodile raised his metallic hook and grinned malevolently. Any last words? They just 2 words. Naruto smirked weakly. Fuck you. Very well die. Naruto-kun. The sudden outburst stunned both the CP9 commander and the Shichibukai. Tilting his head laxly to his right, Crocodile grinned menacingly as he spotted a quavering Shallulea. I see. The girl didn't run after all. Good, perfect timing for her to witness your D. Before the Shichibukai could finish his bold statements, a kick pumped with haki surged upwards, throwing Crocodile to the air. Leaving no time to waste, Naruto coughed painfully as he clutched his throat and dashed toward Shallulea. Stupid girl. Why are you still here? Who can't bear? The blonde seized the princess's wrist and ran into the inner domain of the groves. Talk later. We have to go before that guy catches up. Don't run away from me. I can smell you, boy. Crocodile roared in utter frustration, umbrage clouded his judgments as he went berserk in the streets. Meanwhile, Naruto was hiding in a small cottage, his hands clamped at Shallulea's mouth. The Shichibukai was still finding him, but he knew that his identities and location would not be disclosed that easily. Finding them was as if searching a pin in a rice field. The magnitude of the groves were proportionate to an enormous island, and they could be practically anywhere. Breathe slowly. The blonde whispered while making facial gestures to signal the family residing in the cottage not to panic. When Crocodile had left the vicinity, Naruto released his hands from the princess's mouth and sighed in relief. Glad that's over, for now. Shilulia nodded and placed a hand on her hip. Yep. And that's all thanks to me. Thanks to you? Naruto's voice was completely dispassionate and cruelly cold, which caught the princess's attention as she swirled around and glanced at the blonde who was displaying a frightening stoic demeanor. What's wrong? Didn't I tell you not to be there? Naruto's voice was distantly hurtful, it somehow pained Shilulia's heart as he spoke. Didn't I tell you that I will not forgive you if you're there? You don't understand bloodshed and humanity's viciousness. You're not prepared for those things yet. That's why I told you not to stay there and run, but you didn't go because you're ignorant. Tears swelled in the princess's eyes. How can he be so heartless? I care for him. That's why I stayed. Just can't bear seeing him getting hurt. But he. The unexpected scenario occurred, Naruto hugged the princess abruptly and murmured gently into her ears. But, it is your ignorance that saved my life. If you weren't there, I will probably not be here talking to you. So, thank you, Shilulia-chan. I do owe you my life, I guess. Naruto gently pushed Shilulia away and beamed a cheerful smile at the blushing princess before turning his attention to the family. We'll be staying here for a night. I hope you would be kind to offer us accommodation. We just need a room here. A room? Me? Sharing room with Naruto-kun. Sleeping with him in a bed. Kaya. The blonde was oblivious of the palpable fluster the princess was exhibiting as he gave the family some jewels in exchange for renting a room while Shilulia ravaged through her thoughts in ecstasy. Oh me, oh my. Naruto-kun is intending to make me his woman. No. He's intending to make me his wife. Yes. That's what he's trying to do. Oh, Naruto-kun. You don't know how much I want you to spank me and… Hey. Shilulia-chan. You're daydreaming in the middle of a day. Wake up. Naruto patted the princess's head. You alright there? Shilulia fainted into the blonde's arms. So, what's your wish, Naruto-kun? Shilulia sat beside Naruto in their room. It was small and wasn't as appealing as the princess's bedroom, but with her knight in shining armor beside her, she didn't really care. I wish. Naruto tapped his chin in deep contemplation. I wish to free the slaves from the clutches of the Tenryubito, maybe get a promotion and meet my father. The princess's sights were downcast as she mumbled, barely audible. Do you hate us? The Tenryubito. I hate the Tenryubito, to be honest with you, but I don't hate you. I guess you're quite different. Instantly, Shilulia's eyes glinted in excitement. Different? Do you find me attractive then? Naruto simply chuckled. In a few years' time, maybe. The princess giggled. So, who's your father? Passive and optimism were wiped out from the blonde's visage as he stared at the floor emotionlessly. You don't need to know. At that moment, the door creak opened, revealing the mother of the family who was wearing an apron. Dinner is ready, Naruto-san. Thanks. Let's go, kid. Gripping the princess's wrist firmly, Naruto dragged Shilulia to the dining hall. The princess of the world, the feared Tenryubito, the sovereign of the globe, was staring at the food on the wooden table with a hint of disgust. What is this madness? Are you expecting us to eat these? They don't look edible to me. Look at the vegetable. It's bland, dull and revolting in the eyes of great cooks. And the fish. Especially the fish. It's slimy and not even fresh. And the roast duck. It's oily, fattening, unattractive and simply a plague to fabulous dishes in the world. Naruto's jaw dropped. Oh shit. But, there is this strange feeling. This warmth emitting from the food. It's definitely not the heat, but a special sensation that I have never felt before. Just like family warmth. Shilulia clenched her fist tightly. Truth was, she never had a proper dinner with her dysfunctional family. Though she inherited tremendous wealth and had everything she wished for, there were still some things in this world that she tried to seek, a family love. I can feel your love for your family, madam. The mother of the family smiled. I'm happy that you're honest with my dishes. I do thank you for expressing your opinion of my love for my family. Do you not have a family? Is Naruto-san not your brother? Scratching his head, Naruto chuckled nervously and conjured a lie. I'm her bodyguard and maybe a brother figure. We're escaping from our parents' enemies so we somehow ended up here. Sorry for causing any inconveniences. So, Naruto-kun, you ready? Shilulia whispered seductively. No. Actually this is my first time. The blonde flushed 5 different shades of crimson. I'm sure sharing a bed with you will be fun. Tell me, Naruto-kun, what kind of woman do you prefer? Naruto sighed as he wrapped his arms around the princess' waist and pulled her into him before covering their frames with their blanket. Shallulea squealed inwardly as she could hear the blonde's heartbeat. I don't really know. I find strong women attractive, personally. Strong women? Then I must become strong. The princess swallowed the nervous lump in her throat and queried timidly. So if I'm strong, will you marry me? Uffrawing at Shallulea's awkward question, Naruto muttered softly. You ask too much. Just go to sleep. Naruto had already packed the necessity for the rest of their trip. After eating breakfast, the blonde decided to leave hastily. Thank you for your hospitality, we appreciate it. Right. Shallulea-chan. Why yes, thank you for your hospitality. It was very hard saying those words for the princess. In fact, she initially thought it was impossible for her. She had to stay in her room for hours beforehand to practice her speech. So, Naruto-kun, where are we going next? Heh. We're going to be slaves. OHKW wait what? Why are we here? Why are we slaves? Shallulea complained angrily. I don't get it. You will, soon. Besides, we don't have any biri left. I gave all of them to that family. Naruto chuckled sheepishly. His hands bound by steel shackles and so was Shallulea's. She detested the idiotic innovation, but the blonde insisted for some ulterior motives she still couldn't comprehend. Relax, I'm here, right? I'll protect you. What's truly important in our camping trip is for you to understand how is it like to be a prisoner. I'm just glad that those douchebags didn't recognize you. I don't care. I want to leave. Shallulea made a childish tantrum. You two are a noisy bunch, aren't you? Naruto turned his attention to the intruder of their conversation, only to widen his eyes in trepidation and disbelief. Why you? This is impossible. Why would you be here? No, screw that, what are you doing here? Shallulea stared at the old man before her in curiosity. Who is this mister? Naruto-kun seems to be afraid of him. Unable to regain his mental bearing, the blonde staggered. Why you're the Dark King, Silver Rayleigh. Rayleigh simply laughed delightedly. Oh. It has been a while since somebody referred to me by my real name. Just call me, Ray-san. What insanity has it befalls upon you? Will you volunteer to become slaves willingly? The Dark King switched his sights at the girl seating beside the blonde and chuckled benevolently as he immediately registered the girl's status. I see, you bring a Tenryubito along with you. How ironic. Since when did Tenryubito get locked up in this pathetic dump? Shallulea huffed. Naruto-kun forces me to come here. I never want to be in this hellhole. I think I know why the boy brought you here for. Rayleigh smiled subtly at the girl. Naruto sighed. Yeah. I hope with this experience, she'll understand the hardship and terror slaves had to experience. I've been wondering for a while, why is someone at your caliber doing here? I mean, you can you wish to. Not so loud. Contradicting to his words, Rayleigh's amplified volume caught everybody's attention. Chuckling nervously, the other slaves and patrollers took no cognition of the Dark King and resumed their worries and work respectively. Rayleigh whispered conspiratorially to the two when nobody paid any plausible attention at them. I was thinking of being sold to some rich merchants and then rob them and make my exit. What do you say? Want to take part in it? Sure. Naruto grinned while Shallulea gawked. Count us in. Are you two insane? We got these collars on our throat. We'll die. The princess protested. The blonde squeezed the princess's hands gently in assurance. Don't worry. Hockey users can disable these toys easily. It was then a few guards arrived. It's time for you to be auctioned, old man. Formulating a plan, Naruto screamed in mock despair. No. Don't take my grandfather away. Two came all this way to rescue you, grandfather, but I fail you. Hatching the blonde's sinister intention, Rayleigh played his part smoothly. No, my grandson. You must live. For your parents' sake. The blonde elbowed Shallulea lightly who in return understood her role and orchestrated. Gee grandpa. Please bring us with you. The guard snickered menacingly at the melodramatic act and yelled. If the three of you wish to die so eagerly, then we'll just sell the three of you. Tears cascaded down the princess's reddened cheeks, surprisingly. No. Grandpa is too old for this. By any means, let brother and I replace him. Shut up girl. The guard slapped Shallulea. Naruto, enraged of the mistreatment, bellowed. Stop. If you want to attack her, attack me instead. She's young and naive. Please. Forgive her. The guards grinned but were unaware of the ominous smirk plastered on Naruto's comely features. Fools. Get going now. The show is about to start. The allocated scheduled timing was up as the oblivious guards dragged the former right-hand man of the Pirate King, Silver Rayleigh, commander of the CP9, Naruto Newgate and the Celestial Dragon, Saint Shallulea, to the auctioning stage. They had no idea who they're messing with. You alright, Shallulea-chan? Naruto rubbed the princess's swollen cheeks. Does it hurt? This is total blasphemy. How dare they strike me? Rayleigh spoke with a solemn demeanor. They don't know your identity. This is how they treat slaves, little girl. But this is inhumane. Shilulia trembled in perturbation. Naruto smiled as he patted the princess's head. I guess my plans are working. She finally understands the pain and horror all slaves face. As the curtain fell, the three were greeted by cheering audiences. Disco, the host of the human auction house, declared his speech with his microphone. Ladies and gentlemen, I present you Ray-san, the carpenter. He is a fine slave. Absolutely fantastic, I'll tell you. He will do any chores for you and let you kick him as much as possible if you wish. These two children are his grandkids. In fact, the girl is growing. Look at her chests. It won't be long before she grows up into a beautiful sex slave, and she will definitely satisfy any pleasurable needs you demand. Now, please bid. Starting from 90 million birri. 91 million birri. A businessman announced proudly. 92 million birri. Another man yelled his bid. 100 million birri. 110 million birri. 120 million birri. Shilulia was terrorized with such crude behaviors, horrified to know that she might be used as sex toys for lecherous men. She had never been to the slave auction house before. Therefore, she never really knew how the trade operated. When she was young, her father would visit the human slavery stadium occasionally to buy their family servants, and naturally, as she grew older, she took things for granted. But, for her to experience the slave's terrifying dilemma and torments, she was completely astonished with unbearable fear and loathed those vicious bidders with a passion. Shifting her attention to Naruto and Rayleigh, she was taken aback by their expression. As higher bids were made, their atrocious grins adorning on their faces grew wider. How did I end up in this predicament? I'm glad no Tenryubito is here to see me in this state. The bidding was over and they were sold for 200 million birri. Naruto, Rayleigh and Shilulia walked quietly behind their buyer. Unknown to the princess, the blonde and the dark king were communicating via hand gestures. Naruto twitched his middle finger and subsequently flexed his elbow. I plan to assassinate this guy when we reach the harbor. Rayleigh nodded and scratched his forearm before twitching his index finger. I was thinking the same thing as well. When the harbor's location was visible, Naruto gripped Shilulia's neck collar and closed his eyes. Within split seconds, the blonde threw the collar miraculously away. At the same time, Rayleigh had freed himself from the collar stealthy before tossing it leisurely at their unknowing client. When the bomb in disguise smacked the buyer's back, it erupted into a deafening explosion, killing the unfortunate man in the process. Shilulia stood in consternation as she witnessed the blood and gore before her, but shook her head vigorously as she spotted a mob of bloodthirsty hunters dashing towards them. Rayleigh and Naruto chuckled before releasing a gargantuan amount of ungodly haki, knocking all of their assailants out instantly and in the process, disabled the blonde's explosive collar. The Dark King was impressed nonetheless. It seems that you possess the Hashoku haki, boy. What's your name? Naruto Newgate. Rayleigh widened his eyes in surprise as he discovered the blonde's heritage, but regained his composure soon after. Very well. Let us loot ourselves some gold and jewels before reinforcement comes. Laughing in merriment, Naruto snatched the princess's wrist and sped towards the ships. Let's go. Shilulia-chan, when we get into the ship, you collect as many valuable gold as you can, okay? Okay. Shilulia replied without hesitation. She had never been in so much thrill and fun before. We really rob a lot of things. I want to try that again. Shilulia cheered, earning laughter from both Rayleigh and Naruto. Maybe next time. The blonde smiled as he carried a bag of gold over his shoulder. But, our share of gold and jewels, we're distributing it to the poor. Perking her head in utter disagreement, Shilulia argued. No way. This is our loot. I'm not going to give them our hard work. Shilulia-chan. You need to learn to be humble, generous and sympathetic. Besides, it's cool to be Robin Hood. Naruto ruffled the princess's hair affectionately, in which Shilulia flushed as a response. Trust me. Doing some good deeds will bring good karma at your doorstep. You're plenty rich anyway, why would you care about a little sum of gold, right? What do you say, Shilulia-chan? The princess nodded shyly. K. Rayleigh was amused with how casually the boy was conversing with the fearsome monarch of the world. Say, wanna come to my friend's bar? I like to show the two of you my gratitude for what you have done for me today. So, what do you say? It's all in the house. The Dark King chuckled. Alright. The princess agreed. That's good, because we're here. Naruto arched a brow and stared at the signage hung at the apex of the shop before reading it aloud. Shaki's Rip-Off Bar. What kind of name is that? It sounds so repulsive to the customers. Well, let's get inside, shall we? So, you're that old man's son, huh? Please do treat yourself at home. Shaki winked at the blonde who merely nodded in pure enthusiasm. If you wish to eat anything, just order and I'll get it for you. Okay. I like to have 3 bowls of miso ramen, 5 bowls of chicken ramen and 7 bowls of beef ramen. Shilulia widened her eyes in dismay. Don't. Naruto-kun. She'll rip you off. The former pirate giggled and gave the princess a lollipop. Here. The princess' eyes shined with glittering stars as she accepted the offer and licked the snack hungrily, savoring the pleasant sweetness. So, what's a Tenryubito doing in my bar, really? Shilulia froze. Well, she's different from those typical Tenryubito. You won't believe it if I tell you how I meet them. Shaki shrugged as she lighted her cigarette. I don't believe many things you said to me anyway. The former pirate eyed the shivering princess sternly before softening her gazes. If you're Naruto-chan and this good-for-nothing's friend, then feel free to make yourself at home. I won't rip you off yet. To say the knights and servants of the Holy Palace within Mariejoa had lost their senses were a mere understatement. Shilulia, the juvenile yet egotistic princess of the world, had returned to the palace with an invaluable genuine smile adorning on her face, which was simply astounding. She immediately requested everybody to treat her as a friend and even participated in culinary educations and embraced the art of drama and acting. It was as if an angel possessed her soul. Naruto was relieved to know that Shilulia was different in a positive outlook ever since their trip. Gritting his teeth, the blonde approached the Admiral office and sought an audience with his mentor, Admiral Akiji. Sensei, I'm sorry for interrupting your nap, but Kuzan removed his sleep mask and raised a perplexed brow, his feet rested idly on the desk insouciantly. What's wrong, Naruto Bozu? Something troubling the new CP9 commander? I need to get stronger, sensei. I need more power. Standing up from his seat, the Admiral strolled towards the coffee machine lazily and pressed a few buttons. Talk. I'm listening. I fought Crocodile. Kuzan swirled his head in an impossible speed and darted towards his apprentice, desperately finding fatal injuries. Are you okay? Did that man hurt you? God, he didn't try to kill you, did he? This is not good. The paperwork will be tons. No. Not paperwork. No, no, no. Never. I'm not going to let that man ruin my day. I've planned a damn vacation and I'm not going to stay back here in this damn office doing paperwork because of him. Chill. Sensei. Chill. Naruto's sweat dropped. I almost died, but I guess I escaped. That man has done enough. Attacking an admiral's personal disciple and the CP9 chief no less is a crime beyond crimes. Kuzan sighed. But it's going to be a lot of work and I'm too lazy to oversee so many things. So you want to get stronger, right? Yes. I must. I have to. The boy's attitude changes dramatically after his duty as guardian for the Tenryubito. Did something happen to him? Tapping his chin, Kuzan smiled with a marvelous idea in his mind. Alright. I'll send you to train under my fellow colleague. Naruto cocked a suspicious eyebrow. Fellow colleague. Aren't you going to train me, sensei? I told you, didn't I? I'm going for a vacation for a month. Rest ensure that your newly allocated mentor will be as competent as me. That fellow colleague of yours can't be that asshole, Akainu, right? Pipe down. Don't let others hear you insulting an admiral. That's death penalty. Whatever, it's not like I'm scared of that puppy. So, who's my new teacher? The creepy smile tugged at Kuzan's lips. Oh? You wish to be my student, right? Naruto simply shrugged. It's either training under you or Akainu. You get my drift. I get your drift, alright. But, why do you want to be stronger? So I can serve my justice accordingly. For the people I care about, I cannot allow my weakness to ruin my men, my friends and my precious people. The strong determination sparkled in Naruto's eyes amazed the questioner. The superior entity applauded. Very well, young one. I will take you under my wing. Thank you, Kizaru-sensei. The admiral waved a dismissive hand. Just call me, Borsellino. Besides, you're the CP9 commander. Addressing me formally will bring shame to your squadron, wouldn't it? No. My men will understand. Their leader needs to be strong, and for that to be possible, I will endure any hardship you offer. Dude. I like your attitude. We will proceed to your training pronto. Borsellino raised a finger and pointed at a tree distantly away. I would like to see your speed. I have heard that you're a practitioner of the famed Rakushiki. If that's the case, then speed is an important aspect in the fundamental art of war. Speed controls everything in the battlefield. Can you run at the speed of light, Naruto? No. Naruto gulped. Dude. Because, I'm going to train you to run at the speed of light. You might not be able to run that fast, but after my training, your speed will be beyond this world. A shrewd smile curled at the admiral's lips. Now, I will shoot a beam of light at that tree. Chase after it. If you fail, it will explode and kill you. If you succeed, you might just get a few scratches. Your true objective in our training is to let you be as nimble as feather, while gaining exceptional eyesight that will allow you to track the fastest things in your combat zone. I understand, Borsellino-sensei. Naruto did a few warm-ups and got into a ready stance. Dude. Get ready in 3 2 1. Releasing a blindly ray of light from the tip of his finger, Kizaru directed the beam at the appointed destination. Without hesitation, Naruto vanished into a charging air blast, tailing the shimmering beam with the best of his ability. That boy, his power will one day change the world. I hope he won't turn against us. I trust Kuzen's judgment in protecting and nurturing him, albeit his bloodline. 1 year later. Naruto age. 15. Naruto, dressed in his favorite white blazer with an orange shirt underneath and a pair of black jeans, strolled towards his appointed terminal. He had been training under Borsellino and Kuzen simultaneously and had further increased his deathly fighting arsenals, but unfortunately, Naruto's bad habits derived mainly from his mentors. Sheesh, I only want to take the rest of the day off and have a good nap. Arriving to his destination, Naruto keyed in a few codes into the security alarm system and spoke. Hey, this is Naruto. Hello. No answers. This is strange. Hello. I don't have all day. Hello, this is so strange, can you hear me? Hello. At that exact moment, a man stood behind the blonde. You're just as forgetful as your teacher, Admiral Kizaru. I change the security code every month. I thought I told you about it. Did you? I think I forgot. Naruto scratched his head sheepishly. Why did you summon me, Dr. Vegapunk? Come into my laboratory, I will give you a detailed explanation of 2 devil fruits I found. One of them is a Logia type, the other is a very unique, or should I say, extremely powerful paramecia. I think they might suit you. The blonde smirked. We'll see about that. Where have you been to, Naruto? You're an hour late for the meeting. Sengoku, the feared fleet admiral, yelled. Damn it, you're becoming more and more like Kizaru and Aokiji. Thank you. Borsellino and Kuzen said in unison while taking a sip from their cups of tea. That's not a compliment. I'm sorry. Dr. Vegapunk wishes to discuss with me about something. I think I lost track of time. The blonde chuckled nervously. So, what did I miss? Such distasteful manners. As expected of the son of Whitebeard. Just another scum in this world. Admiral Akainu snorted. Oh? A talking puppy. How amusing. The seas are indeed a strange place to stay, huh? Naruto retorted. How come I didn't know puppy gets to be admiral? Especially a talking mutt. A few marine officers burst to laughter, including Kuzen and Borsellino, while Sakazuki growled threateningly. Why you? Silence. Sengoku had enough. His tolerance limits had an end point. The two of you. When will you two learn to get along? The CP9 commander and Admiral Akainu crossed their arms. Like hell we will. Anywhere regarding about the terrorists and outlaws residing in that island, I want you and Captain Smoker to be dispatched to that place and investigate. Annihilate all enemies and leave no pirates alive, am I clear? Yeah. I got it. So, when are we leaving? Scanning the room briefly, the blonde arched a confused brow. I don't see Smoker around, where's he? He's waiting for you in the harbor. You will leave immediately. The fleet admiral sighed. Do not fail this mission, Naruto. Leave it to me. Jamming his fists into his pockets, Naruto ventured through the vast hallway. Sheesh, this is going to be tiresome. I thought my mission will be relaxing. Guess I'm wrong. Suddenly, black metal bars thrust towards the blonde, pinning him, literally, onto the wall. Unfazed by being subdued, Naruto sighed. Hina-chan, must you always do that to me whenever you see me? If Hina don't do that, then you will run away from Hina. Hina doesn't like Naruto-kun escaping from Hina. The female captain walked towards the blonde, her hips swaying suggestively. Hina wants you in Hina's office, now. No. I got a mission. Besides, it's far too inappropriate to do this in the hallway. What? Do you mean this? Hina seized the blonde's lips in a hungry kiss, startling the CP9 commander. Naruto, however, broke the kiss, his breath labored in a mixture of passion and tamed lust. Hina-chan, I got a mission and I have to leave. Are you embarrassed? Hina recalls you doing something similar to Hina in your office once. Hina doesn't see why you are embarrassed doing it here. Hina-chan. The mission is important and Smoker is waiting. Besides, that time was when we both were drunk. We only make out and did nothing afterwards. How about this, you free me, and I promise to take you out for a date. Hina satisfied. The captain released Naruto and embraced the blonde affectionately. Treat Hina right or you'll suffer. Delivering a soft peck on Hina's forehead, Naruto sped away. I've suffered enough. See ya, horny Hina. What's the best way to describe Smoker's personality? Impatient. He had been waiting for the irresponsible blonde for an hour. Smoker had predicted that Naruto would inevitably obtain Kizaru's undesirable laid-back characteristic. Tapping his foot in sheer annoyance, the captain slammed his fist onto the ground. If that asshole doesn't appear in front of me in the next 10 seconds, I will depart the ship and report his incompetence to the headquarters. Hello? Sorry, I was caught by horny Hina in the hallway, so it took me a while. Naruto chirped. You make me wait for you like a dumbass for an hour. Oh? I didn't know the day will come when you finally admit that you're a dumbass, smoker. The blonde smirked impishly. You're gonna pay for that. I will pay, but do you think we should board the ship first? Smoker growled. Damn you. Poverty, corruption and living hell were the epitomes within their assigned destination. Naruto and Smoker were disgusted with how the world government would rather raid and laid calamitous waste on the land than to aid the sufferers. They were Marines, not God, and hence, their powers were limited. Although they do bore the urge to help those needed help, but their missions were their first and only priority. Smoker grunted. I wonder how the people managed to live here while keeping their sanity. Life, Smoker, life. There's nothing else we can do. Let us just find the bad guys and get the hell out of here. Marching behind the two Marine officers were ordinary Marine soldiers, and one of them spotted a disturbing scene. Sir, look. Aren't those? Naruto narrowed his eyes to slits. They're the pirates. What are they doing with that girl? I'm assuming they're intending to rape her, idiot. Smoker lighted his cigar. The blonde surveyed his surrounding and was puzzled that people noticed the imminent crisis, yet decided not to do anything. What's wrong with the people here? Didn't they see that the girl is going to be raped? They're too frightened to do anything. The captain exhaled a ring of smoke as he watched the two men dragging a struggling girl into the alley. Want to do something about it? Our mission states that we must investigate what the pirates are plotting, but didn't state that we can't do what we please. Smoker smirked. Good thinking. You take the right, son of a bitch, I'll take the left, SOB. Fine with me. The blonde turned around and eyed his men solemnly. Stay here. Smoker and I got something to do. Yes, sir. The CP-9 commander and the captain of the Marines ran into the alley and clenched their fists furiously when they saw the men physically molesting the defenseless girl while ripping her clothes to shreds. Naruto, unable to relinquish his anger, yelled. Hey, assholes. Don't you think what you're doing is a disgrace to us men? Unhand that girl, you insignificant son of bitches. The pirates sneered. And if I don't? What are you going to do about it if I do this? The immoral man grabbed the timorous girl's developing breast. Bunch of fucking ingrates. Sorrow. Naruto dematerialized into a bolt of golden afterglow before reappearing before the particular pirate instantly. Shigen. White blow. Smoker's arm morphed into flowing stream of smokes before thrusting his fist forward and delivering a devastating blow onto the escaping pirate who couldn't escape in time. This will teach you not to go around messing with people you don't know. Clutching the injured pirate by his head, Naruto dragged the pathetic man towards the girl and stormed on his hand, crushing the pirate's wrist in the process, while the immoral man cried in agony. Now, I want you to apologize to this girl. Do it or I'll cut you off. Smoker's sweat dropped. Is it appropriate to swear in front of the girl? I am sorry. The blonde rolled his eyes. Louder. Do you expect her to hear you with your sissy voice? I'm sorry. Please don't hurt me. Give me a chance, please. I beg of you. The pirate pleaded. Naruto's pair of sapphire eyes was terrifyingly apathetic. Did you give her a chance when she begs you? Without remorse, Naruto drove his finger into the man's cranium and plunged it into the pirate's brain, earning the blonde a satisfying scream of affliction and pain. Ah, the best way to kill someone is to Shigen through their brain and let them bleed to death. It must be hurting like a bitch, isn't it? Well, that's good. You're going to enjoy the pain for at most half an hour before you die. Smoker sighed. Admiral Kizaru really screws him up badly. He's a motherfucking sadist. I'm starting to suspect that Kizaru must have been a sadist as well. Wiping the blood off his finger via the agitating pirate's shirt, Naruto walked towards the stiffened girl and crouched down in front of her. Sorry that you have to see all those stuff. I'm Naruto Newgate. That smoker over there is Smoker. That's right, Smoker is a heavy smoker, and Smoker is his name. So, what's your name, little girl? The girl sniffed. Tashigi. Gosh. Tashigi-chan, go to Smoker's side now. I got some adversary to entertain. Why don't you come out now, Hawkeye Mihawk? It was then a masculine figure exposed his presence to the group from the shadows. I have come here to challenge you, Naruto Newgate. Let's take our fight on the roof, shall we? Naruto grinned. We don't want to fuck this place up just because of our fight, huh? Retaining a visage of apathy adorning his face, Mihawk nodded. Very well. The two combatants disappeared in a sonic blur, startling the young Tashigi. Smoker sighed in annoyance as he brought the girl with him to safety. Meanwhile, the commander of the CP-9 stood before his opponent emotionlessly under the night moon. Are you just going to stand there and stare at me all day? I have a mission at hand and you're wasting my time. If you want my sweet ass, you have to come and get it. Mihawk's eyes twitched vigorously as he drew his blade. I only deem a few warriors in this world competent. You're just one of the few people in this world that I have to eliminate in order to prove my existence, albeit that irritating personality of yours that I have to deal with. Now, are you ready?" Naruto simply cracked his knuckles and a ghost of a smile tugged at his lips. "I'm born ready, motherfucker." "I see. Your lax yet rude attitude still persist. Annoys me every time, really. I'll take that as a compliment. Besides, you can always choose to leave me alone." Oh well, without hesitation, Naruto vanished in a sharp resonance as he reappeared behind the swordsman and blasted a barrage of blazing fingers at his opponent. Shigen. Inferno Dangan. Perceiving danger, the swordsman retaliated by swinging his black blade, the notorious Kaketu Yoru, at his enemy, but was surprised when he realized that he had only sliced air. Impossible. What kind of speed is that? I was sure he was there just then. Renkyaku. Hibi no Mai. Storm leg. Snake dance, Mihawk swirled his sight towards his right and witnessed a blue serpent encased with intensified energy, charging mercilessly at him. The swordsman leaped into the night sky before pummeling back to the arena's own with a terrifying acceleration and rammed his blade into the gigantic snake, dissipating the overwhelming assault with ease. Panting slightly, the swordsman scanned his vicinity with a cautious vigilance. Where did Naruto go? He has indeed grown strong. The last time we fought, he wasn't that fast. Now, I can't even keep up with his speed. Shigen. Doki no Amaterasu. Finger gun. Wrath of the Sun Goddess, charging immense raw power into his four fingers, Naruto slammed them towards the unprepared swordsman's spine. Instinctively, Mihawk twirled around and defended himself by hoisting his blade up, shielding himself from the imminent impact. When the blonde's fingers, which were ignited into blue flames due to friction from grinding the atmosphere, collided onto the swordsman's blade, an enormous shockwave erupted, destroying the entire building they were standing on in the process. Mihawk gritted his teeth as he struggled to gain dominance in their clashes. What inhumane strength he possesses. No wonder he is Whitebeard's son. Drawing out all of his strength, the swordsman was able to throw Naruto back into the air with his black sword while he escaped from his current platform and switched to the next building. The blonde performed a few aerobatic flips before he landed gracefully on the opposite building and dusted his pants. Sheesh, that attack is one of my strongest Shigen techniques. I'm surprised you're still alive. If I'm not, I won't be able to achieve my true goal. Naruto arched a brow. Your true goal? To be the strongest swordsman in this world. Strongest swordsman, huh? Man, if you really become the strongest swordsman in this world, I'll be in big trouble. Mihawk narrowed his eyes. And why is that? Cause I'll get another major asshole in my someone is gonna kick my ass list, that's why. Sorrow. Shinsoku. Shave. Godspeed. In split second, Naruto had vanished into a golden blur, rampaging through the sky while confusing his enemy. Mihawk was stupefied as his eyes were unable to track the blonde precisely, only catching vague glimpses of yellow flashes. What are you waiting for, Hawkeye? I thought you're trying to kill me. Damn it. He's taunting me. Damn him. If this goes on, I might not be able to win. Filling his mind in a state of tranquility, the swordsman closed his eyes in silent anticipation, patiently waiting for the inevitable strike by relying solely from his ears. He could initially hear faintly of Naruto's location, but as his concentrations grew, his adrenaline stimulated his senses to a tremendous degree that he was finally able to take cognition of the blonde's trajectory. I got you now, Naruto. Instantly, Mihawk tightened his grip by the hilt of his blade before swinging vertically upwards, launching a wave of deadly slash towards his target. The assault obliterated a few buildings, earning the swordsman a satisfying grin as he could not sense the blonde's presence. I got him. You must be thinking, I got him, didn't ya? Mihawk widened his eyes in terror as he spun backwards, only to receive a kick across his face. The swordsman flew and crashed into a building, while Naruto sighed in mock sadness. I think I overdid it a little. That should hurt like a bitch, believe it. Mihawk coughed out a few spits of blood as he emerged from the darkness of the building. This is not going as well as I thought. Let's finish this, Hawkeye. I don't want to spend my whole day fighting you. I got a mission to finish and a date to catch. Now, let's finish this with one goal. What do you say? Fair enough. Let me show you a little creation of mine. Took me a few months to fully grasp this new technique. A sinister grin plastered on Naruto's features, which disturbed the swordsman deeply. Then I think that it is only reasonable for me to show you some of my tricks. Oh no. Naruto's retort perplexed Mihawk. Like hell I'm gonna let you show me your tricks. The blonde pumped a gargantuan amount of haki into both of his fists, ready to execute his onslaught that he hadn't shown to the publicity yet. Without allowing a moment of delay, Naruto threw both of his fists forward and punched the air, causing a burst of ungodly power to ripple the atmosphere and a deafening roar that followed. Tekai. Karyu no Taihu. Iron Mass. Dragon Flame Cannon. Shit. Mihawk immediately hoisted his blade above his head before swinging it downwards with all his might. Experience my strongest slash. The result was a horrifying explosion that occurred thunderously in between both parties as their attacks connected. Smoker seized the girl and ran when he predicted the explosion. Damn that guy. He's basically fucking this place up. The amazing Toshigi was watching the entire scene unfolded before her in awe. Mihawk panted tediously. Blood was trickling from his forehead and he could feel most of his strength depleted. As the hazy smoke cleared, the swordsman widened his eyes in utter shock when he noticed that his opponent was barely scratched. Conclusion drawn, Mihawk sighed. You're indeed strong. I admit that. It is a draw. What? That attack costs me quite a ton of power. Besides, it won't do your reputation good if you want to be the greatest swordsman in the world, right? Mihawk simply chuckled. You're a very strange man. Very well then, I shall take my leave, Naruto Newgate. You're indeed a very powerful opponent I have ever fought. I won't be surprised if you become an admiral one day. I'll be waiting for our next fight, Naruto. Naruto watched emotionlessly as the swordsman sped away in a sonic blur. Yeah, I'll be waiting for it, strongest swordsman of the world. The blonde jumped and landed onto the ground. Glad that that's over. Now, I'm gonna fry myself some pirates. The mission was a success. Smoker was frustrated and annoyed when Naruto snuck into the pirate ship alone and caused a devastating mayhem while he had to clean up the blonde's mess. They departed from the island and surprisingly, the blonde decided to abroad the marine battleship back home with Toshigi. So, you want to join the marines, huh? Why yes. I want to be as cool as you. Toshigi flashed a toothy grin. Cool? Me? Naruto scratched his head sheepishly. You got the wrong guy. Smoker is way cooler than me. Toshigi shook her head vigorously. No. You're the coolest guy I ever met. May I please join you? Please. Unable to resist the damnable irresistible puppy eyes from the girl, Naruto sighed. Alright then. I guess I have no choice. I'll personally train you and sign you up into my division. Yay. Toshigi practically hopped around the ship buoyantly. I finally get to be a marine. It's like a dream come true. The blonde watched in amusement as the girl danced clumsily, yet happily with joy. She has the same eyes as I do when I was young. The sea is a cruel place, maybe teaching her some self-defense techniques will do her good. So, are you an orphan? The question blurted out from Naruto's mouth so abruptly that it somewhat froze the girl. My family was killed by pirates when I was 5. Toshigi's hands trembled as tears swelled in her eyes. Retrospective her past memories still haunt her. The chief of the CP9 ambled towards the girl and hugged her in consolation, stroking her soft blue hair tenderly. It's alright now. Everything will be fine. I will always be there for you, alright. Somehow, the girl sobbed harder, pouring her years of suppressed sadness into the blonde's chest. Just let it out, Toshigi-chan. Just let it out. What are we doing here? Jayabura yelled questionably while sending vicious glares at his rival, Rob Lucci. Khalifa adjusted her glasses as she stood in formality. Naruto-kun ordered for an assembly. Yoyoi. It must be a grand ceremony that he is planning to surprise us all. Yoyoi. It must be it. I shall prove my theory by opening my stomach. Senpaku. Tekai. Everybody groaned as Kumadori attempted to commit suicide but wept dramatically as he failed to fall in death's clutches. I can't die. Haku sighed. Why must we put up with this shit all the time? Houkaru unzipped his mouth and rectified his comrade's statement. You can always quit your job. Chapapa. Shut up, Fukaru. Jayabura sneered. We all know that we can't quit unless we die. Exactly. That's exactly what Fukaru meant. Lucci snickered victoriously. Just die already, dog breathe. Why you little son of a bitch? Lucci growled angrily. What did just call me? Jayabura diverted his eyes away while he picked his nose insouciantly. You heard me, face. Dog shit. Liquor. Dog ass. Pat fucker. Dog rapist. At that intense moment, the door crash opened. Hello, everybody. I'm home. The group turned their glances towards their leader and was surprised to see Naruto holding a girl's hand. Khalifa stood forward with a stoic demeanor. Why is an innocent girl here with you, Naruto-kun? From today onwards, Toshigi-chan will be part of our family. Please welcome her. Jayabura's eyes glinted with a malicious intent. Oh. Can we eat her? No, dog ass, but you can eat yourself. How's that for a start? Lucci chuckled at his verbal jab. Enough. Come on guys, we've been together for years and you two are still fighting with each other. Naruto sighed. And to answer your question Jayabura, no, you cannot eat her. She will be trained by us and join the CP9 in the future. Oh, I won't eat her. But I will throw her into a den of wolves and watch her suffer. Jayabura laughed hysterically at his cold joke. How lame. Kaku sighed. Kumadori was upset at his comrade's antics and bellowed. Yoyoi. Please forgive my colleague's impudence. I shall take the full responsibility. Senpaku. Tekai. Ashigi widened her eyes in horror when Kumadori stabbed himself and paused melodramatically for a minute before sobbing. Naruto patted the dazed girl's head and smiled. Don't mind him. Kumadori is our famous drama queen here. That man standing over there with a parrot on his shoulder is Rob Lucci. He can be kind if he wants. That guy with a long nose is our one and only swordsman amongst the CP9, Kaku. He's friendly. If you have any problems, you can always approach him. Kaku smiled at the girl. It is a pleasure to meet you, young Tashigi. Ashigi bowed politely. The pleasure is all mine, Kaku-san. Lucci strolled casually towards the newest member of their group and smirked. If dog breathe is causing you trouble, come to me. I will trash him up real good, I'll promise you that. Angered at Lucci's insult, Jayabura rushed towards the girl and exclaimed anxiously. No. Don't listen to Face. My name is Jayabura and I'm the good guy here. If he bullies you, come to me. Don't be fooled by his half-assed tuxedo. He's a scoundrel in disguised. If he tries to molest you, come to me. I'm the man. I'll kick his ass for you. An angry tick appeared on Lucci's forehead. Kick my ass. Last I check you're the scoundrel here, dog fart. That's it. This is war. Unexpectedly, Khalifa stood before them and delivered a harsh slap across their faces. Stop this nuisance, both of you. The two of you are acting like kids. The girl is young and the two of you are already teaching her such vulgar languages. How can you expect Naruto-kun to place her with us in assurance? How can you expect our leader to trust us if we have a mediocre internal affair existing amongst us? Lucci and Jayabura folded their arms and looked away, muttering incoherent matters in the process. Khalifa sighed and crouched beside the girl and smiled. I'm Khalifa. I'm Naruto-kun's secretary. Pleased to meet your acquaintance, Tashigi-chan. The girl beamed a cheerful smile. Nice to meet you too, Khalifa-san. Chapapa. I'm Fukaru. Welcome to the CP9. Chapapa. Tashigi blinked. Chamama. You're funny. I'm Tashigi. Nice to meet you. No, it's Chapapa. Fukaru lectured sternly. Chapapa. Nodding in understanding, Tashigi corrected herself. Oh. Chapapa. Stop teaching her your catchphrase. Naruto rubbed his temples. Kumadori stepped forward and danced. Yoyoi. I'm Kumadori. If you have bottled up sorrows, tears that need to be released, fear not. I will save you from your darkest fears. For I am the great hermit, Kumadori. Yoyoi. Tashigi guffawed joyously. Your friends are funny, Naruto-sensei. Naruto-sensei. That has a nice ring in it. Naruto smirked. Indeed they are. Naruto had allowed Tashigi to stay in the CP9 manor. There were many beneficial reasons for the young recruit to live with the other CP9 members. She could accommodate herself amongst the rest of the group, comprehend every individual's flaws and habits, and most importantly, she could blend into the gang and get accustomed to the regulations. With Khalifa guarding her like an overprotective elder sister, he felt a wave of relief consuming him. Now, he got to pick up Hina. Fortunately, he had Khalifa to book him a reservation in one of the most prestigious restaurants in Marineford. His secretary ignored the blonde purposely for an entire week after Naruto disclosed the reason for the booking. Upon reaching his date's apartment, Naruto sighed. I wonder why Khalifa-chan was so angry about. Tidying up his trademark white blazer, the blonde pressed a button on the wall, which had emitted a chiming bell noise. Naruto waited for a while, and the door creak opened, revealing Hina in an exquisite white dress which embellished her curves perfectly. Like what you see, Naruto-kun. The blonde swallowed the nervous lump in his throat and smiled nervously. Yeah, I mean no. No, wait, I mean yes. Ah. Hina giggled at her date's staggering state. So, where do you plan to take Hina to? Naruto shifted uncomfortable before scratching his cheek. I have already reserved us seats in Vivacity Reservoir. Oh? I have heard about that restaurant. You don't get reservation that easily. I heard that it takes at least a week just to eat there. Yeah, that's right. I got relations there, so come on, we're gonna be late. The blonde seized Hina's wrist and led her to the route, oblivious of the female captain's fluster. The two enjoyed their little conversations between each other as they strolled towards their allocated destination. As they reached the grand entrance of the restaurant, Hina was stunned to see the sheer magnitude the entire building expanded. This restaurant is owned by a friend of mine, come on in. The receptionist greeted the couple with a smile. Naruto-sama, we have been waiting for your arrival, please follow me. They followed their escorts and entered a private room, sealed with Japanese walls, and in the middle of the chamber, an antiquated table situated on the warm carpet with two chairs that resembled Gothic thrones placed adjacently opposite with each other. Overall, the cleverly decorated room emanated a sense of serenity. Naruto, as a gentleman, pulled a chair for Hina who gladly accepted his doing. The blonde proceeded to settle himself down on his respective chair and smiled. Don't worry, I've already made arrangements for our food. They will be here shortly. Oh? How thoughtful you are. Naruto shrugged. That's how a date should be like. Hina grinned impishly. What is this that Hina heard about from Khalifa-san that you've brought a new member to the CP9? Oh? Tashigi-chan. I saved her from being raped by a few pirates pedophiles and she just clings to me. I figure maybe I can bring her to our ranks and nurture her into a powerful warrior. That way, she can protect herself and serve the CP9, that's one stone kill two birds, isn't it? Hina can't say there is any wrong in what you're doing. Hina frowned. But this world isn't nice, Naruto-kun. Nothing is fair and just, not the absolute justice system or your moral justice ideals. Hina just want to let you know that you can't always pick strangers or victims to your squadron that easily. Sometimes, people need to learn to grow. You need to understand that this world is corrupted as it is, there is nothing we can do about it to change it. Naruto sighed. I know. But if no one is trying, who will do the initiative? If there is peace out there, I will find it. Garp Jiji always tells me that he believes one day, we, as flawed sentient beings, will learn to understand one and another, regardless their race or species. And I believe in that. I won't give up on my beliefs, even if I die. That's my moral justice. The female captain couldn't help but giggled. And that's what Hina likes about you. The blonde tried to repress his embarrassment. He failed miserably. Let's not talk about that. How did your mission go? Hina heard from Smoker-kun that you fought with Hawkeye Mihawk. Is that true? Yeah. Got a little scratch, but it ends up a draw. Naruto chuckled. If I didn't receive training from Borsellino-sensei, I might really die back there. Hina frowned in concern and solicitude. You should take care of yourself. Hina doesn't want to lose you, Naruto-kun. Come on, Hina-chan. I'm not a kid anymore. I can take care of myself. Naruto whined. Besides, the day we set out to the sea as Marine, we should prepare for Death's homecoming. Whatever you say, Naruto-kun. Anyway, Hina has also heard from Smoker-kun that you have quarreled with Admiral Akainu recently. Hina hopes you don't get into an admiral's bad sides, especially Akainu. He is famous for his divine punishment upon his own subordinates. Screw him. If he's here, I'll shoot his ass too. Hina shook her head in disapproval. Hina doesn't understand why you bore such a grudge on him. Personal reasons. I won't forgive him, no matter what. What he has done is beyond the word inhumane. If I ever get my admiral promotion one day, I'm gonna replace him. A menacing grin plastered on the blonde's comely features. I can't wait to humiliate that son of a bitch in front of thousands of Marines. Oh? You wish to take the admiral test? Hina queried. Yeah. Probably maybe I don't know. The commander of the CP9 sighed. Well, there are really two unofficial options to be enlisted as an admiral. The first one is to kick one of the current admirals' asses, the last option is to earn at least 10 vice admirals' approval, as well as 2 admirals and the fleet admirals if one of the admirals died or retired. I still prefer the first option. Resting her elbow on the table, Hina leaned her delicate cheek on the surface of her fist and spoke softly. In all honesty, without a Loja devil fruit, it is fairly hard to be an admiral. Fleet Admiral Sengoku is an exception, but his devil fruit is still notoriously powerful. I'm still gonna kick that puppy's ass one day, believe it. Naruto grinned. Alright, I'm starving. Let's call the waiters in. I hope you enjoy the dinner, Hina-chan. Naruto and Hina stood outside the female captain's apartment. Hina enjoys every single second of it. Do you want to come into Hina's house for some coffee? Hina blinked seductively. I have to pass on that offer, sorry. Don't you love Hina? The female captain snaked her hands around the blonde's waist. Naruto gulped. I just think we. Hina placed a finger on the blonde's mouth. Don't say a thing. Leaning against Naruto's chest, Hina captured the blonde's lips. Her tongue danced within the commander's mouth, wrestling for ultimate dominance. At first, Naruto was stupefied beyond cognition, unsure how he could extricate from his dilemma. But, as Hina poured in more passion into their kiss, Naruto slowly succumbed to his inner desire and returned the kiss. It wasn't long before the blonde obtained complete control in their love exchange, and Hina moaned blissfully as the blonde's tongue explored deeply in her mouth. Suddenly, Naruto's eyes snap opened and he gently pushed Hina away. Hina-chan, we shouldn't be doing this. Why not, Naruto-kun? The female captain leaned forward to plant more kisses on him, but she was disappointed when the blonde jerked away. What's wrong? Hina-chan, listen, can we just stay as best friends? Please. Tears formed in Hina's eyes as she stared pleadingly at the blonde. Naruto-kun, why? Why wouldn't you accept Hina? Is Hina not doing good enough to please Naruto-kun? Tell Hina what's wrong, Hina will change. Naruto closed his eyes. It's not about you, Hina-chan. It's just me. I'm still not ready for a relationship yet. But why? Hina doesn't understand. I'm just not ready yet. The blonde embraced the sobbing Hina affectionately and whispered. 3 years. In 3 years' time, I will give you my answer. I'm still young and I don't know if I can indulge myself in our commitment yet. Just 3 years and I will give you a satisfying answer. You promise? Staring through her chocolate brown eyes, Naruto smiled and wiped off the cascading tears, which were ruining her light makeup. A promise of a lifetime. Oh, before I forget. The blonde rummaged his pocket momentarily before taking out a silver necklace embedded with numerous exotic ruby crystals. I went to North Blue to get this for you. Cost me 4 months of my salary just to purchase it from the market. It's gorgeous. Hina lifted her hair, allowing the blonde to tie the necklace around her neck. Thanks. She gave the blonde a quick peck on the lips before skipping back into her home in jubilant delight, and Naruto was bemused by the fact that he had never seen the childish yet feminine side of the serious, determined and independent Hina. Perhaps there is something about her that I really can't figure it out. Maybe it's because she is that kind of woman that wants you but don't need you. I'm really into strange women. Naruto chuckled to himself before disappearing into a jet of airstream. 1 year later. It was just another uninteresting day, the same emerald blue sky and puffy white clouds, the same ocean crashing violently on the rigid rocks, and the same gentle breezes that blew past occasionally. Naruto was having a regular afternoon nap on his favorite beach chair at the apex of the red line. Being the chief of the CP9 had its perks. The blonde only dealt with complex situations, thus his leniency with his subordinates was naturally essential despite Khalifa's protest. At that exact moment, he heard abnormal groaning and exhausted grunting. The blonde opened a sleepy and saw a silhouette of a man who managed to climb the wall of the entire red line solely. I must be dreaming, someone climbs the red line, I think pigs are flying. Naruto mumbled several incomprehensible words before falling asleep. Meanwhile, the man stood before the unconscious blonde in obvious fatigue. What is a human doing here? Someone is coming. Naruto bolted up from his sleep, shocking the intruder who kept switching his gazes throughout his vicinity in paranoia. Oh. So it's just a dream. The blonde yawned aloud before falling back to sleep again. The man's eyes twitched fervently in sheer umbrage. Clenching his fists tightly, the man screamed. Stop sleeping already. Naruto stirred slightly, stretched himself and gradually regained his senses. Oh. What's going on? Wait, who are you? What are you doing here? The man's sweat dropped. I'm Fisher Tiger, the adventurer, human. Inspecting the bulky frame of the intruder, Naruto yawned. Oh, so you're a fishman, huh? What are you doing here? If the guards catch you, they will sell you to the slavery markets, not that I like that to happen anyway, but it's not safe here. I'm not going anyway until I save my brethrens. Tiger announced. Naruto ruffled his unkempt golden locks and arched an eyebrow, slightly intrigued by the shimmering sunrays. You plan to release your friends? Yes, human. Don't try to stop me. If you're an obstacle, I will destroy you. Averting his eyes away, the blonde questioned. Will you go to such length to fight the governments for saving the slaves? They are not slaves. They are prisoners who were captured by you humans for your own sadistic pleasures. You people are the true demons, not us. You're right. We are worse than demons. But Naruto couldn't let this opportunity to slip away. It was one of his dreams after all. Can I help you rescue the prisoners? Tiger was taken aback by the stranger's words. Help me? Why would you do such things? Are you not part of the Marines? The blonde commander sighed. Perhaps it is because I'm a Marine, that's why I cannot do such unorthodox things. Nobody encourages me to do it because it is wrong. But every time those old geezers forced me to guard this entire place, I saw how those people were treated by the Tenryubito, and I just want to do something. Maybe I'm just a coward to really do something about it. How can I trust you? Staring at the fishman with grave resolution glinting in his pair of sapphire eyes, Naruto dug into his pocket and gave Tiger a badge, which held the emblem of the CP9 symbol. If I betray you, give this badge to any Marines, and they will have full proof to arrest me for treason. Due to my title, the punishment for my betrayal to the world government is death, and I'm willing to risk it. Sensing authenticity and truthfulness in the blonde's words, Tiger grinned. What's your name, kid? Naruto Newgate. I'm the commander of the CP9. The fishman widened his eyes in astonishment. So he's Whitebeard's son. I should have known. Naruto stood up from his chair and stared impassively at the massive jail that had locked millions of slaves from a bird's eye view. I have memorized everything in this place. Now, look at the east. That warehouse is where they stored the fishmen. At the far west is where they kept all the humans. I will go there and save the prisoners while you freed your people. There are 5 different routes to escape the prison. Actually, it should be 4. The first one is fairly impossible. You have to sneak past Mariagewa's main fortress and castle, and trust me, that place is guarded by thousands of Marine soldiers. Tiger stroked his chin in contemplation. Then what do you suggest? You will escape with the rest of your people via the east portal. I will escape with the humans via the west portal. The north and south portals are heavily guarded, so when the alarms go off, the guards from the west and east will definitely arrive swiftly. All we need to do is to take them down. It will take at least 20 minutes for the guards stationed in the north and south portals to reach us. We only have 19 minutes to free the prisoners and escape. Sounds like a good plan. Here. The adventurer tossed the badge back to Naruto. What? I trust you. Though I hate humans, your father is different and I saw the same spirit you and your father possess. Punching his palm, Tiger grinned. Let's do this shit. Fleet Admiral Sengoku, we got trouble. A marine officer barged into the chamber hastily. Calm yourself. What's going on? Sengoku took a sip from his coffee. The sweating officer exclaimed. There are reports that 2 men are currently attacking Marijuana. Digesting the content of the news, Sengoku spat his beverage out indignantly. What? Who are those blokes? It seems that Fisher Tiger, the adventurer, is the cause. His accomplice has an unknown identity though. The fleet admiral scowled. What do you mean by unknown identity, soldier? He's wearing a paper bag over his head, we can't see what he looks like. Sengoku's jaw dropped in an impossible degree. This is beyond blasphemy. Send someone there. Sporadically, Admiral Akainu entered the office with his coffee in hand. What's with the ruckus? Sakazuki. Get to Marijuana now. Stop those buffoons. The fleet admiral screamed. I want Paper Bag Man to be arrested immediately. The admiral merely smirked arrogantly. You're hyperventilating, Sengoku. I'll be on my way. Hancock Marigold Sandersonia, we have been waiting for this day for years. 3 Tenubitos stood before the quavering girls. Their lecherous gazes were eyeing the girl's intoxicating body, ready to ravish them once they released their suppressed immoral animalistic urges. We purposely keep you alive just to let you grow into the sluts you are. Now, be obedient and let us have you. Please, Hancock pleaded. We're only dancers, we can't provide any more other services. Shut up, you sluts. Count yourself lucky that we allowed you to live until now. Filthy sluts. The fruit is ripe and we will get what we wanted. What are we waiting for? Boys, let's claim our prizes, shall we? Chortled malevolently, the 3 despicable men approached the terrorized girls who were defenseless. Look at them, they're scared, but I know that they are just sluts who want sex more than anything. Isn't that right? And no. Please. The girl's begging plea fell on deaf ears as the detestable nobles pinned the girls firmly on the ground and violated them, squeezing their soft breasts and grinned atrociously at their whimpering victims. Hancock screamed, but her method of extricating her predicament only gave sadistic pleasure to the Tenryubito. I'm still a virgin. Please. No. Virgin pussies are the best. The girls struggled desperately when the nobles ripped their clothing to shreds, exposing their vulnerable naked forms to them. Oh. Little Sonia-chan wet herself. Shall we clean her up? And no. Please. Anything but this. There is no God. If there is one, will he really sit back and watch all this happen? Hancock had given up hopes. Years of praying for a miracle were futile as they were destined to be condemned by the loathsome nobles. Shutting her eyes, the girl in despair only wished to die. She had prepared for this day to come, and as anticipated, it was unavoidable. Hancock knew that her female neighbors had already been raped brutally, and eventually, they were disposed of. It was only logical that she and her sisters would be next. She only wished death could come and relieved her from her intolerable pain quickly. Hey, the 3 son of bitches over here, time to grow some. The world nobles were astounded to know that someone had the nerve to display such disrespectful profanity before them. Swirling around, they saw a man wearing a pink shirt, white trousers and had a paper bag, which had holes to expose his cerulean eyes, but generally concealed his features, over his head. Who are you? How dare you interfere with our business here? Go away, you scum, or we will kill you. Me? A scum? Go take a look at the mirror yourself. The 3 of you are the perfect example for the definition of the word scum. You 3 are just some motherfucking SOB that don't even have the to love a woman, lest appreciating them. I can't even look at the 3 of you, it just makes me want to vomit out my Sunday dinner, you know what I'm saying. The intruder chuckled darkly. By the way, you're under attack, idiots. How dare you? Men. Guards. Arrest this tyrant. Their commands were non-existence. Naruto had already slaughtered the hindrances beforehand. No one is here to save you, assholes. The 3 pompous nobles smirked confidently. You dare attack us? The Tenryubito. Don't be a fool. You will die a pathetic death after my men come. You still don't get it, do you? Naruto walked towards the Tenryubito, an ominous aura lurked from his frame caused the nobles to tense fearfully. You people are worse than humans, you are worse than demons, and yet you claimed yourselves as kings. The leader of the three nobles walked towards the intruder and grinned nervously. What are you going to do about it? Hit me. Hit me. Don't make me laugh. You don't even have the guts to. Before the statement was completely articulated, Naruto thrust his fist forward and delivered a lethal punch directly at the noble's face, crushing the Tenryubido's skull in the process and sent the noble crashing through a concrete wall. Now you know that I'm not fooling around here. The remaining nobles snatched their guns and fired a few shots at their assailant. Naruto grinned behind the paper bag and muttered. Tekai. Much to the noble's dismay, their bullets were crushed when it collided against the intruder's skin. What are you? I'm the Grim Reaper who has come here to rid the son of bitches in this world. Now die. In an instant, Naruto dissolved into a sonic blur before manifesting himself behind the closest noble and buried his finger into his victim's neck. Shigen. Auron. As the phrase was spoken, Naruto had already discharged hundreds of fatal strikes at the noble's anatomical body, structure's vital points in an unbelievable speed. I have to thank Lucci for this. The last noble fled, but the blonde wasn't merciful. Renkyaku. The crescent wave of energy cleaved off the noble's head cleanly. His corpse stood stiffly before it collapsed into a puddle of blood. The girls had witnessed their savior's act of bravery and were so absorbed by the fact that they might be rescued that they completely omitted the blood and gore splattered on the ground. Hancock stared at the man warily. Are you saving us? Naruto nodded. I wasted quite a lot of time here. Let's get the three of you out of here. The rest have probably freed themselves. Noticing the girl's naked exposure, the blonde blushed and immediately scrambled out of the cell. I'll go get some clothes, just wait here. Sandersonia didn't trust men, and she sure didn't trust their seemingly savior when the strange man clad in pink left to get them clothes. Sister, we should just leave by ourselves. He's a man after all. Who knows, he might be trying to bring more guards here. Don't be obsolete. He has murdered 3 Tenryubido. He's in as much as trouble as we are. Hancock hissed. Marigold was staring through the small window with a horrified expression adorning her face. Sisters. Look. That man is right. There are riots out there. There are countless of people running away. Indeed they are. Naruto's sudden intrusion jolted the girls in awkward shocks. How did you come in? We didn't even see you. Hancock narrowed her eyes to slits. Who are you? I'm the Grim Reaper. Naruto passed a set of oversized cloaks to the shivering girls. Marigold wasn't convinced. Grim Reaper? I thought they are all skeletons and scythes. Not pink and paper bag. Just get out of here before reinforcement come. Abruptly, the entire prison shook violently and they could hear trumpets and drums blared. The blonde in disguise registered the alarms and was majorly disgruntled by the Marines' chosen reinforcements. Oh shit. What the fuck? Of all people, Akainu is the one they sent to deal with this shit. Ah fuck. This is not good. Gotta get the girls out of here before Puppy blows this place up. What's wrong, paper bag? Hancock queried in concern. The blonde was tangled deeply in his thoughts that he wasn't aware of his given sobriquet. You three need to leave now. I have to stay and stall some time for you three. Without hesitation, Hancock grabbed her sister's wrists and ran, not before muttering sorrowfully to her savior. Please be careful, paper bag. When the girls had escaped through the exits, Naruto sighed solemnly before dashing through the labyrinth structure of the prison. He could sense his nemesis nearby, and if the escapees wished to leave, Akainu must be stopped or lured. The consequence would be perniciously devastating. Akainu, unlike his mentors, was unreasonably cruel, using his authoritarian status to assert self-proclaimed judicious judgments on both criminals and his subordinates. As he sped through the dimmed hallway, he could hear faintly of the Admiral's voice. Halting at his tracks, Naruto hid behind a wall and listened to his vicinity. He could perceive marching footsteps and an unwanted presence. I want a reconnaissance on this prison pronto. The blonde bit his lower lips. I guess I have no other choice. I'm just lucky Puppy doesn't know anything about my skills, except my mastery over Rakushiki. Well, there are people out there who also know about the Rakushiki. I'm the only master here. Here goes nothing. Naruto knew that he would regret what he was pending to do, but assaying his current situation, he has only one option. The blonde walked towards the Admiral calmly, while inside his mind was a maelstrom of mixed emotions. Greetings. I am the one who freed the prisoners here and I'm here to fuck all of you up. Akainu diverted his cold gazes upon the intruder and sneered. Oh. So you're the culprit behind all this mess. Indeed I am. Do you know who I am? Admiral Akainu, asshole of all assholes. You're famous for being a great big bag of. The Admiral growled at his enemy's insolence. Watch your tone, kid. You're either brave or you're just plainly stupid. To challenge the world government and the glory of absolute justice while insulting an admiral no less, I praise you for your idiotic nature, pirate. Sweats were forming on the blonde's temples. I'm no pirate. I'm the defender of true justice." The Marines laughed in mockery. Astounded at the man before him, Sakazuki grinned wickedly. Defender of true justice. A guy, with a paper bag over his head, ashamed to reveal himself to the world, dares to call himself a defender of true justice. No, you're not justice. You're just a filthy lowlife trying to act as a hero in your feeble attempt to help the weak. Guess what? There is no hero in this world. You're not justice, I am. I walk the path of the absolute justice, and I'm more than qualified to be justice itself. The wolf rules, boy, not the sheep. Maybe, maybe not. Rankyaku. Judgmento Setsudanki. Slamming his foot into the cold pavement, Naruto channeled Haki into his foot before releasing a gargantuan volume of ferocious power into his assault, launching a crescent wave of overwhelming energy, which erupted from the ground, towards his opponent. Sakazuki was unfazed at the maneuver and immediately counteracted. Dai Funka. Using blazing magma into his appendage, Akainu shot a burst of overpowering lava fist at his enemy. The result was a calamitous explosion that had the prison engulfed in disastrous flames. The admiral knew that his enemy was alive, yet he was unable to relocate his enemy's coordination. I see. He plans to cause turmoil while he escapes. I actually don't think he is that kind of person who will turn his back on someone and run. Now where is that brat? The smoke shifted slightly, and Sakazuki instinctively turned his attention to the disruption, only to witness a sonic blur blitzing to existence before him. Reacting to impulse, Akainu lifted his hand rapidly to block a barrage of kicks. To say the admiral was bewildered was an understatement. His enemy was cornering him, forcing him to be placed in the defense position. In between junctions of an intense battle, a nebulous recollection of faint memories entered Naruto's mind. The trick to fight a Loja user. Flashback. Naruto, do you know what is the key to fight a Loja fruit user? Kizaru eyed his student critically, his laid-back attitude dropped significantly. There are tricks to defeat people such as me who ate a devil fruit, especially a Loja type. Naruto arched a brow. There are techniques to actually fight you and win. We are not invincible, Naruto. If you want to win, you must be fast and lethal, strong and precise. The efficiency of your attacks against Loja fruit users is crucial. Your strikes must reach its targets with the maximum force at the minimum timing. Simplicity and perplexity. You must think in an uncomplicated ways to best your opponent without ornamentation but with a clear focus of fearless accuracy. You must control the center line of the battle, leaving no room for your enemy to fight. Eventually, you will be able to exploit, control and dominate your enemy. Since you've almost mastered the art of the Rakishiki, then you should know that there is a forbidden technique that every Rakishiki practitioner can unlock to further enhance their wisdom in the field of combat. Urakuigan. Borsellino shook his head. Your answer is just a segment to the real answer. This technique only I can teach you. And only I'm capable of teaching you. It is my personal fighting style. I do believe that if you can master and combine it with a Rakishiki, then you will be able to achieve the impossible. Remember this. It will take you years to accomplish what I'm about to teach you as I have took a decade to flourish my skills. Akainu, for once in his lifetime, was flabbergasted at the superior prowess his opponent possessed. His assailant neither gave him time to react appropriately nor allowed him to even plan for future steps. His enemy's movement was fatal and flawless, combined with the dexterity of wielding Haki at a profound degree, while continuing executing series of unorthodox yet fluid kicks. If Sakazuki couldn't draw time to retaliate, it would be detrimental for the admiral. Rakishiki Aogi. Shungoku Satsu. 6 Power Supreme. Instant hell murder, Naruto muttered silently as he vanished and reappeared behind Akainu. Sensing danger from behind, Sakazuki twirled to his back and observed a sinister trail of shadow charging towards him. Within split seconds, he had received countless of deadly strikes upon every portion of his body. It was as if his enemy had encircled him while delivering insurmountable pain at him. The admiral twitched in a severe frenzy as his enemy continued to assert ultimate onslaught at him, throwing volley of punches and kicks at his helpless form simultaneously. This is preposterous. What inhumane speed. At this rate I'll. Reaching the climax of his attacks, Naruto injected all of his Haki for his final overdrive punch and jerked his arm backwards before slamming his fist against the admiral's stomach. Rakishiki Aogi. Misatsu go Houken. 6 Power Supreme. Murderous Phoenix Fist. The excruciating pressure, which had demolished segments of the prison, resulted from the antagonistic impact sent Akainu soaring through the dungeon's hallway. I'm not done yet. Naruto disappeared from his sight and manifested his frame a few meters behind the admiral who was unable to stop his velocity. Readied both fists forward, the blonde aimed his final assault towards the admiral's spine and bellowed. Rakishiki Aogi. Rakugan. 6 Power Supreme. 6 King Gun. When Sakazuki's back pummeled into the blonde's fists, an outburst of horrendous shockwave radiated, causing the admiral to vomit out blood. The ravaging force emanated from Naruto's fists had evoked serious internal injuries to his opponent. The strength of the attack was so powerful it instantaneously stopped Akainu's trajectory as the admiral froze in midair before collapsing into a puddle of his own blood. The blondes breathed labored, completely exhausted after utilizing the combo all at once. Naruto made the worst mistake of his entire life. He dropped his guard. Abruptly, a hand shot out from the mist of confusion and seized the blonde's throat. Do you really think such petty tricks can beat me? Amateur skills. You're barely out of your diapers yet. Don't underestimate an admiral at my caliber, paper bag boy. Hancock felt a tidal wave of immense relief engulfing her as she and her sisters cooperated in flawless proficiency to capture a yacht and fled the godforsaken island. She had never felt so happy in her life, and it was all because of a certain mysterious savior's help that she could finally breathe the soothing breeze from the tranquilized wind outside the dreadful prison. Let's go home, sisters. Sandersonia chirped joyfully. Yep. I can't wait to eat all kind of crazy things. But I don't know what our home is called anymore. Marigold interjected in a tone laced with unfathomable despair. We've left home for too long. I know. Hancock announced, earning herself curious glances from her sisters. I think it's called Aina Lizard. What kind of ridiculous name is that? I'm sure our home is not named after a personified reptile in our butt. Marigold retorted with a huff. Actually, I believe it's Jungle Bell. Sandersonia hastily commented with unsettled memories. I think it's called Amazon Hickey. Frowning in utter frustration, Hancock yelled. No. I'm sure it's Aina Lizard. For the last time, sister, it's Jungle Bell. Noticing an eerie shadow looming above them, Hancock tilted her head upwards and bathed her face in the sun's warmth orange rays, only to witness a figure charred in smoke free-falling towards them in a rapid velocity. Sisters, look. A fried turkey is flying at us. Get a net to catch it. Dinner is served. Marigold narrowed her eyes to enhance her view. That's not a fried turkey. It looks like an oversized eagle in black smoke. Hunger clouding her instincts, Sandersonia dragged a spear from their yacht and hissed anxiously. Whatever, let's just skewer the food with this. Hancock's intense glazes never left their target, but as the unexplained object gotten closer to them as each seconds passed, she was dumbstruck by the distinctive features the unidentified entity possessed that somehow reminded her of a human. Perceiving the fact that a human was descending upon them in an unbelievable acceleration, Hancock gasped in shock. Stop. It's not food. It's him. It's paper bag. As Hancock's words were articulated completely, Naruto crashed into the ocean in a thunderous explosion, drenching the stupefied girls in the process. Mist and boiling bubbles manifested on the surface of the water instantly as the cold temperature existed within the sea, nullified the extremity of the burning injuries inflicted upon the blonde. The sisters waited momentarily, but after a few seconds drifted away, Hancock panicked. Sisters. He's not coming up from the water. I'll leave him be, Sandersonia stated apathetically, but failed to hide the reluctance of her words. What are you saying? He saved us from them. We can't just watch him die and do nothing. Hancock retorted in obvious umbrage. Taking cognition of her sister's decision of allowing their savior to drown before them, Hancock bit her lower lips and spoke in an ostensible monotone. Fine, if the two of you refuse to budge, then I'm saving him. Without hesitation, Hancock took a deep breath and dived into the freezing ocean, much to her sister's dismay. As she plunged into the depth of the water, Hancock scanned her vicinity and caught a glimpse of a handsome blonde with wild golden locks and abnormal whisker marks on his cheeks, sinking directly into the abyssal darkness beneath them. Immediately, she swam towards the unconscious being. Meanwhile, Sandersonia and Marigold were guilty of their inhumane conduct. I mean, he did save our lives, but he seems to be dying anyway. It's pointless if we save him. An awkward silence intruded between the sisters until they spotted their elder sister bursting out from the sea and grasping desperately for air while dragging a rather attractive man with her. Marigold jolted up from her musing and dashed to the back of the yacht to retrieve robes. Sandersonia was disgruntled at her own misdeeds that she wasn't confident to do what was ethical right and simply stood rigidly in her stance in a deep daze. Marigold yanked the old rope she found into the sea. Sister. Grab onto the rope. Sonia. Stop daydreaming and help me out. Awakened to reality, Sandersonia nodded promptly and seized the end of the rope, bracing for the imminent need of pulling her sister up, along with a certain blonde, from the ocean. Hancock struggled to reach her objective as it took a horrendous amount of effort just to drag her savior with her. The opposing force of the waves weren't helping. Just a little more, damn the seas, damn law of nature, damn physic. Almost got it. When Hancock snatched the wiggling ropes, her sisters used all their feeble strength to pull her and their savior onto the boat. It was a tiresome effort, but it paid off as the drenched Hancock panted tediously, with the enigmatic blonde beside her. Sandersoni and Marigold crawled towards the unconscious blonde with labored breaths in between their roots and studied their savior's comely features. So he's the paper bag guy. The smell of blood lingered in the atmosphere as the sisters saw a pool of pale red gradually forming underneath the mysterious blonde's body. Hancock immediately flipped her savior's body with the blonde's back facing her and tore his shirt, only to widen her eyes in horror. Burnt flesh. Who could possibly do this to you? Marigold winced at the blonde's fatal injuries. He's dying. There is nothing we can do to help him. I mean, we never received any medical training before. If he keeps losing blood, he'll die. There must be some ways to save him. Hancock screamed but caught a glimpse of the blonde's twitching finger. She leaned forward and whispered. Is there something you want to say? It was only a faint voice, barely audible, but Hancock listened attentively. Pocket syringe, inject spine. Hancock was nervous, but she didn't hesitate to rummage the blonde's trousers and found the item. An injection needle with unknown liquid within the tube. Her hands were trembling, from the cold or from fear, she didn't know, but it was an unnerving experience. I think he wants me to insert the needle into his spine, but that will hurt a lot. I never tried doing this kind of stuff before. What if I fail? What if I accidentally inject the wrong spot? It will kill him. I just have to do this. Calm down, Hancock. It's okay. I just have to slowly do this. Desperately trying to ease her shaky hands, Hancock cautiously did what she had to do and injected the needle to the allocated spot. As the sharp needle sank into the blonde's spinal column, her savior agitated ferociously and it was unsettling for Hancock to concentrate. Sisters. Make yourself useful and pin him down. Sandersoni and Marigold didn't question their elder sister's command and restrained the struggling blonde. When the liquid traveled into the blonde's spine successfully, Hancock wiped her sweats from her forehead and sighed. It's done, everything is going to be okay. Sengoku was furious. No, he was downright pissed. Damn all these contemptible buffoons. They don't understand my pain. They don't understand what it is like to see papers that pile themselves up like they're some living trees. And now, I have to deal with the Tenryubido's childish complaints. And one of my greatest marine is now in the hospital. And where is Garp? Good God. He is never here when I'm in trouble. I hate my job. Then quit. Admiral Kizaru smirked impishly. You know I can't, fool. Most of you lack common senses, and I'll be damned if I let any of you ascend to my seat and ruin the Marine's reputation. Sengoku slammed his fist onto the table out of rage, and the antiquated wood broke into half. Ah. Now the table is destroyed. All thanks to you, Borsellino. The Admiral scratched his temple in mock contemplations. But you're the one who broke the tableau. I'm very innocent. Besides, we're in the Justice Department. Why will I do such a thing? You, the Fleet Admiral, sighed in defeat. God saves me, please. I beg you. I'm ready to go to heaven anytime. Calm down, Sengoku. Tsuru reprimanded. I have received reports that Admiral Akainu has sustained grave injuries, but it isn't something the medics will worry about. The problem comes when Admiral Akainu claims that a master of the Rakishiki is involved in the incident. This individual must be strong to send an admiral to a hospital. Currently, only Naruto Newgate in the Marine is capable of such feat. Onagumo, Vice Admiral and firm believer of absolute justice, stated. And he is so conveniently absent. How suspicious. Kuzan frowned. Urarara. Are you suspecting my student, Vice Admiral? Just because his father is Whitebeard, that doesn't mean he is a criminal. A father's sin is not for his son to bear. Borsellino, agreeing his colleague's statement, released an immense degree of murderous bloodlust directed at his target. Sheesh, your words seem to be hinting at our incompetency, Onagumo. It is unforgivable if you intend on such foolish thoughts. I will suggest you to discard such blasphemy right away. Besides, it's definitely not possible that Naruto is the one with the paper bag over his head. It's so out of fashion. Hell, I bet that Naruto is flirting with girls somewhere in this sea right now, instead of being unconscious in a cram boat and has slaves taking care of him. Sweating in trepidation, Onagumo nodded. Oh, of course, sir. At that awkward moment, Garp intruded with a bag of donuts in his hand and smelled his favorite aroma, despite the intensity of the atmosphere within the chamber. Oh, tea. Lovely. Sengoku sighed. Dispatch all units through the comm belt and other island. I am not interested in recovering the slaves. What I want are the heads of both Fisher Tiger and Paper Bag Man. We cannot let them live. Their existences will tarnish the world government system. I want all forces to search for them and incapacitate those fools. If all else fails, their bounties will inevitably attract other pirate hunters. Fisher Tiger has earned a bounty of 150 million biri for infiltrating and destroying properties of the world government. Paper Bag Man has earned a bounty of 250 million biri for infiltrating and destroying properties of the world government, as well as his nefarious threat towards the Marine. I thought the syringe was supposed to do something. Hancock panicked as she bit her trembling lips. Naruto was suffering a shivering frenzy even after the sisters covered the blonde with layers of blankets. The mythical liquid regenerated cells in a miraculous pace and healed their savior's wounds, leaving no visible scar on the blonde's back, but it had seemed to cause a ramification of aggravating side effects. Placing her palm gently on the blonde's forehead, Hancock grimaced. This is no good. His fever has gone through the roof. Marigold stroked her chin. Perhaps the antidote is a half-assed piece of shit. Language, Marie. The elder sister hissed. Sorry. But it might really be a half-assed. Water Naruto's words lost its volume as he spoke. Without delaying any further, Hancock brushed through her sisters and retrieved what needed to be fetched. Sandersonia exchanged glances with Marigold and sighed enviously. Sister sure cares a lot for this man. She's just trying to repay off her debt to him. Marigold retorted with confidence, albeit her tone was laced by palpable uncertainty. I don't think so. Sandersonia crossed her arms and huffed. Didn't you see how sister looks at him? She only uses those gazes at us. Not this half-assed dying man. Language, sister. Marigold scowled. Sandersonia simply rolled her eyes. I learnt it from you. Passing through. Hancock warned from behind with a bowl of water in her shaky hands. The sisters gave way and allowed their elder sister to pass through them briskly, bemused at Hancock's infatuation and anxiety in the process. Settling down beside Naruto, Hancock slipped a few drops of water onto the blonde's dried lips and gradually poured the liquid into his mouth. Do you need anything else? The blonde continued to shiver tremendously. Cold. Fidgeting in consternation, Hancock was unsure what she could do until an ingenious idea struck her. Without postponing any further, she stripped herself, wearing only her bra and panties. Her sisters gawked at her in confusion as she unrolled the blankets and embraced her savior to sleep. At that moment, Hancock wasn't embarrassed. She felt oddly comfortable as she affectionately nuzzled her reddened cheeks on the blonde's chest. Sandersonia was dumbstruck at the scene. What are you doing? Sharing body heat. I read it somewhere and if I'm not wrong, it is rather effective. Hancock replied insouciantly. But this is outrageous. Marigold whined, slightly perturbed at the fact that her elder sister was tangled up with a stranger, albeit the blonde was their savior. Sister has gone mad. In the next few days, Hancock's action was tantamount of selfless and relentless acts. She would instruct her younger sisters to fish for food while she took care of the blonde. Gradually, Naruto's severed condition had recovered steadily. When the meals were readied, she would feed the blonde patiently. When Naruto yielded for warmth, Hancock would undress herself and gave the blonde her heat. At the fourth day, Naruto had stopped trembling and his once depleted strength has ameliorated and replenished. The night came, covering the sky with glittering stars and a perfect crescent moon. Naruto opened a fatigued eye, his visions were slowly contrasting to the surrounding, but he could identify his location. He was in a cabin of a boat. As his senses were adjusted, the blonde felt appendages encircling his waist and a weight suppressing him atop of his torso. Naruto shifted his sights and was bewildered by the pulchritudinous woman who had cascading glistened black hair, sleeping peacefully on top of his chest. Naruto flushed 5 different shades of crimson. What? Why is a naked woman sleeping with me? Am I dreaming? Indulging in reminiscence, the blonde recalled vague memories and soon comprehended his awkward situation. So she is the one who has been looking after me this whole time, huh? Studying the woman's enchanting features and her alluring pink lips, Naruto couldn't help but felt uneasy. She was gorgeous and her natural beauty might be unrivaled, but Naruto shook his head. He should be grateful, not lustful. Looking out from the window, the blonde could tell that dawn was ascending. Slowly and carefully, Naruto unbound himself from the woman's grip and gently flipped her onto the bed in a silent pace, ensuring not to disrupt her beauty sleep. Scanning his vicinity, he spotted a coat and snatched it from the chair before draping it over his shoulder. Taking a last caution glance at the woman's angelic frame, Naruto strolled towards the bow of the yacht and surveyed the seas. The blonde drew a deep breath and smiled. I finally freed them. Now, I'm stuck in the middle of nowhere. I should stop in the next island and get some information on the closest Marine HQ. Naruto chuckled subtly. Besides, the Marines are everywhere. It's not very hard to find one. The sea was calm. If Naruto was to pinpoint his location, he would conclude that the boat was drifting slowly towards the calm belt, judging by the positions of the distinctive stars pattern displayed on the sky. It will be suicidal for them to enter the dangerous territory of countless of mindless beasts without proper knowledge and equipments. Pondering at his dire situation, Naruto had unintentionally neglected the soft footsteps directing towards his way. So, you're awake. Naruto swirled around and saw the woman leaning against the wall of the cabin with blankets covering her exotic curves. Yeah. Thanks for taking care after me. Hancock blushed. It's no problem. Considering you saving me from that place, let's call it even. The blonde simply nodded with a buoyant grin before bowing in gracious formality. The name's Naruto Newgate, at your service, milady. Hancock giggled. I'm Boa Hancock, it is a pleasure meeting you. So, where are you going? Naruto queried. I don't really know. It has been a while since my sisters and I left our homeland. We have already forgotten where that place is. Hancock sighed depressively. We're just drifting across the sea and hopefully someone can lead us back to our home. Stroking his chin in contemplation, the blonde asked. Give me some clues. What does your homeland looks like? Does it have any symbolic features exclusive only for the island you once lived in? Can you recall anything about it? Well, the island I lived in only has women. And our village has a theme for snakes, and we're trained to use hockey to fight. That's all I can remember. An island where only women exist, engulfing themselves with a fetish for snakes, and knows the art of utilizing hockey. Interesting, I think I have heard of this place before. If I'm not wrong, there is an island sitting in the middle of the calm belt. I just need more information once I reach one of the branches of the Marine HQ. The Marine HQ? Hancock stammered in confusion. Naruto smiled. I'm the commander of the CP9. As the title implies, I'm the chief of the assassin ops. Technically, I work for the world government. The former slave cringed fearfully. Are you? I'm not going to hurt you. Besides, I have committed treason, killed 3 Tenryubito and assaulted an admiral. If you disclosed of my identity, I would be executed. Plain and simple. The blonde's carefree attitude and his aloof laughter somehow frightened Hancock. How could someone speak of death so casually? Why are you telling me this? Are you not afraid that I might betray you? Well, let's just say that my instincts compels me to have faith in you. I don't think you're that sort of person who takes things for granted and spit on gratification. I will get you back to your homeland, that's a promise of a lifetime. The commander of the CP9 abruptly vanished into a sonic blur and reappeared behind the shivering Hancock, his hand snaked around her waist and his chin rested on her creamy skinned shoulder. You saved my life. I will repay this debt, no matter what it takes. Hancock tried desperately to retain a facade of serenity, but inside her heart was a maelstrom of rampaging emotions. I want to know, why are you doing this? You're a Marine, aren't you? Why will you save? I have come to realize that all lives should be cherished. I saved you because I want to. But you could just abandon me and let me die, yet you choose to save me. For that, I'm eternally grateful to you. Suddenly, the sea stirred violently as a shark, by the size of a gargantuan fortress, emerged from the sea. Its predatory senses smelled food, its jaw opened widely, exposing his deadly fangs. Hancock paled as her eyes widened in horror. Where did that thing come from? We're going to be eaten by it. No, we're going to eat it for breakfast. The blonde's bold statement petrified the former slave. Cracking his stiff neck and flexing his fingers, Naruto's iniquitous smirk adorned on his features. Let's rock. In the spur of moment, the commander of the CP9 charged towards the monster with murderous bloodlust emitting from his frame. The enormous shark blitzed towards the blonde and attempted to devour his prey, but it was all too late. Naruto dissipated into a mist of breeze and manifested above the Sea King. Rankyaku. Shuntensatsu. Storm leg. Instant heaven kill. Hancock's eyes blazed with a spark of admiration as she witnessed her savior's leg exploded into a fury of azure inferno. As he prepared to execute his assault, the heaven descended a column of shimmering blue light upon the monstrosity, as if targeting the shark. In a spur of moment, Naruto swung his foot downwards, and a celestial spear forged with an abundance of sheer power soared towards the shark. As the vibrant energy collided against the offending creature, the sea erupted into a series of calamitous explosions as the humongous shark roared in agony. The blonde landed gracefully before Hancock with his hands in his pockets and a charming grin plastered on his face. Did you enjoy the show? Flabbergasted at Naruto's unparalleled prowess, Hancock didn't really know what to say. How did you do that? Naruto chuckled. Years and years of practice. Unbeknownst to the couple, a ship had watched the scene unfolded. Most of the crew members cowered at the display of overwhelming raw power, but a few frowned. Naruto's smile faded when he sensed a foreign presence behind him. Swirling around, the blonde was stunned to see an intimidating creature standing before him. Oh. To what do I owe the pleasure of your intriguing presence, fishman? Better yet. What are you doing in our yacht? I am Jinbei. You have just slaughtered one of my kin. That atrocious act of yours, I cannot forgive. The towering fishman eyed Hancock critically and growled. This is none of your business, woman. Leave now and I promise you that you wouldn't be involved in the impending bloodshed. But. Hancock-chan, stand aside. This will all be over soon, I promise. Naruto grinned. It has been a while since I last fight. I'm afraid I might get a little rusty here. Why did you kill that shark? The blonde shrugged nonchalantly as he discarded his coat. I'm defending myself and this lovely young lady here. Hancock couldn't help but blushed. On second thought, I am intending to cook it for breakfast too. Care to join? Ginbei howled in anger. How dare you? Gaijin carrot. Rakushiki Aogi. Yodam. 6 powers supreme. Rage of the 8 maidens, Naruto darted towards the fishman in an indisputable velocity, leaving a trail of golden flashes and blazing afterimages. When Jinbei intercepted his opponent's first strike, the fishman was astonished at the marveled speed the blonde was displaying as an array of unpredictable, yet lethal assaults burst into a chain of torturous combo. Before Naruto could deliver the last blow, Jinbei caught his fists abruptly. You're talented, human. To be able to perform such outstanding abilities, but you're weakened. You do not have sufficient strength to handle your technique's destructive drawback. And I can tell you haven't mastered your attacks yet. What a pity. Without hesitation, the fishman buried his fist into the blonde's stomach, knocking the air out of him and sent him crashing into the cabin. The battle awakened Marigold and Sandersonia, who had been accommodating themselves in the deckhouse while slumbering. Gathering his fortitude, Naruto wiped off the blood from his mouth as he emerged from the debris. Bastard. Roaring with fierce resolution, both combatants charged forward and launched a punch, but their attacks were stopped by an intruder who caught their fists in time. Jinbei, that's enough. Naruto widened his eyes in recognition. Tiger. Why you survived. Yes, it is all thanks to your intelligence that I am able to rescue all of my comrades. I have built our own pirate crew, the Sunny Pirates. Tiger grinned, but his enthusiasm dissolved when he caught sight of Naruto's bandages. You're injured. The blonde scratched his hair and laughed nervously. I fought with my superior, Akainu. Got my ass handed to him. But don't worry, he's probably in the hospital right now. Impossible. He is barely his father's age and he can fight nearly on par with an admiral. He will eventually surpass his father. Whitebeard took decades to become what he is right now, and though he might be able to defeat admirals in his prime, he still needs to take a considerable amount of effort. Contemplating attentively, Tiger didn't notice his friend had been talking to him until Jinbei patted his shoulder. What? Who is this boy? You two seems to be acquaintances. Tiger nodded solemnly. That's right. He is Naruto Newgate and also our benefactor. If it wasn't him, I'm not sure we can pull that stunt in front of the world government. Jinbei widened his eyes in a mixture of shock and newfound respect. I see. I apologize for my impudence. Naruto smirked impishly and shook his disapprovingly. Nah. You didn't know any better. And I didn't as well. Naruto-kun. Hancock's pleading scream alerted the commander of the CP9. Twirling backwards, Naruto's eyes flashed a glint of untamed rage. Unhand her. You scum. Arlong. What are you doing? Jinbei roared. Free the humans at once. Arlong, an infamous tyrant, was pinning the helpless Hancock on the cabin's wall while sneering provocatively at the terrorized Marigold and Sandersonia. Oh. Look at these 3 poor things. They're so scared and shit. We should just rape the 3 of them and have them to have our babies. I always want to know what it's like to fuck sexy wom. Miro. Forming a heart shape with her hands, a spiral of pink energies enveloped the fishman and instantly, Arlong was transformed into a stone sculpture. Naruto, Tiger and Jinbei dropped their jaws comically. Whoa. Hancock-chan kicked some serious ass. Naruto dashed towards Hancock and freed her from the statue's grasp before the former slave unexpectedly hugged the blonde fervently. Naruto-kun. I was scared. I didn't know what to do. I just do it by my instincts. It's alright. Calm down, Hancock-chan. The blonde stroked Hancock's soft hair fondly as he solaced soothingly, trying to enliven the hysteria atmosphere. I'm here. Everything will be okay now. You did great. You literally stoned him. Gently pushing the flustered girl aside, Naruto turned his attention to Hancock's sisters. Are you girls alright? Did that asshole hurt you? Marigold and Sandersonia shook their head dumbly. Great. Now that the ordeal is over, Tiger, I hope you aren't mad at Hancock-chan for turning your delinquent friend into a memento. Tiger shook his head. He deserves what he gets for pestering your friends and mate. Naruto tilted his head in confusion. Mate. Hancock blushed sultrily in ecstasy and squealed. Mate. Marigold and Sandersonia gawked in bewilderment. Mate. Vegapunk was assessing his documents in his technological advanced laboratory. Shifting his attention to the computer screen, he typed a few keys on the keyboard and smirked. I see. The database is almost completed. Naruto will be delighted to hear the news. Standing up from his chair, Vegapunk ambled towards his allocated destination and observed the 2 devil fruits lying idly on the table. Reaching out to the clipboard, the scientist read out the information aloud. Kuki no Mi, the Loja-type devil fruit that allows the consumer to gain absolute manipulation of the atmosphere. Apparently, there isn't any nemesis that might become this fruit's weakness, except the Yami Yami no Mi. I'll say someone like Admiral Kizaru might be able to best it. And the next fruit, Toki Toki no Mi, a paramecia fruit that allows the user to control or distort space and time. Those who gain the power of either of these fruits shall shape this world and alter the next paradigm shift. The adroit scientist cackled manically. I can feel it. If Naruto eats one of the devil fruits, he will be unstoppable. One wish. Naruto. Any wish. We, the Sunny Pirates, will do our best to fulfill it. Tiger declared. It is the least we can do to repay our debts to you, Naruto-san. Jinbei smiled benevolently. Okay. Can you help me get to Sabati Archipelago? Naruto beamed. Taken aback by the blonde's request, Tiger frowned. Why there? That place is too dangerous for us. Well, Hancock-chan and her sisters saved me. If you grant me this one wish, I will use it to fulfill theirs. Therefore, Sabati is the safest place now. The Marines probably checked Sabati and expanded their search towards the sea for any escapees. Most likely neglected to search Sabati any further. Combelt is dangerous, both the Sea Kings and the Marines will be after our life. Hence sailing directly towards the girls' homeland will be chaotic and almost impossible. I know friends that might help me and the girls out in Sabati, and one of them is very powerful. Until I can get back to HQ and get a prototype marine battleship from a crazed scientist friend of mine, I have to ensure Hancock-chan and her sister's safety. That customized battleship is able to sail the Combelt without being detected by the Sea Kings. And since I've always helped him out, he wouldn't refuse me. The captain of the Sunny Pirate smiled at the blonde's magnanimous and perceptive attitude. Naruto had officially become one of Tiger and Jinbei's most respected entities in the world. Very well. Sabati it shall be. We will drop you there and leave immediately. Our race is still being hunted by the Tenryubito. It will be problematic if they spot us. You have my thanks, Tiger. No, it should be we who should be thank. As I have said. Naruto interjected. There is nothing thankful about anything. As long as you're able to help us, you can call it even. I will do what I must. We will tie a rope at that pole. Jinbei pointed at the object located at the bow of the boat. And drag your yacht with us to Sabati. I have already secured your yacht with my whales. They will repulse any animosity from any sea creatures. That will guarantee a safe journey for the four of you. The girl smiled and bowed at the fishman. Thank you for helping us. Tiger nodded at the girl's gratification. Jinbei tapped his chin as he pondered slightly before asking. You said someone is powerful who can help you. The way you talk about this person, I couldn't help but think that this person might be strong enough to withstand the world government's military force. Yes. I'm talking about a guy who can fight admirals on par without sustaining fatal injuries and might even win. I do have confidence with my teacher's abilities, but this guy's strength is off the chart. I won't beat him at my current level. Naruto retained an optimistic expression. Who is this guy? And mind if I ask, who are your teachers? Tiger queried in curiosity. The girls were confounded as well. The blonde simply shrugged. Old man Rayleigh. And my teachers are Borsellino-sensei and Kuzan-sensei. Why you mean? Jinbei gawked. The Dark King, Silver Rayleigh. The first mate of the Roger Pirates. You know him? Yup. Ah. Talking about him brings back memories. Good times, good times. I'm sure if the girls are under Reijiji and Shaki's care, nobody can harm them. Talking about them, I wonder how Shalulia-chan is doing. Upon hearing the feminine name, Hancock stared at the blonde with piqued interest. Shalulia-chan. Who is she? Naruto-kun. She is a little bratty girl I used to protect back in the past. Now, she is a witty politician trying to demolish slavery, discrimination and poverty all over the world. Naruto chuckled lightly. They call her the Angel because of the efficacious campaign she runs a few years ago. I can't imagine how many lives she has saved. Unfortunately, her families fail to see her utopian visions and anathematize her every now and then. Still, she lives life with gusto. She has really grown up to become a strong woman. Hancock couldn't help but felt jealous of the prideful tone Naruto directed towards Shalulia. And Admiral Kizaru and Admiral Aokiji are your teachers. Tiger clutched his head as he registered the information. Naruto became extremely nervous when everybody was staring at him in awe. Yeah? Why? What? You think being a student under those two lazy blokes is honorable? No. It's torturous and a living nightmare. But not as hell as Garchiji's training of death. Now, all these talking make me sleepy. Who the hell are you, Naruto? Jinbei gaped. I'm just a regular guy living in a troublesome world. Rayleigh was taking a casual sip from his beer when Shaki approached him with a subtly smile adorning her features. Someone is coming to stay here for a while. And I think it involves with our cute Naruto-chan. I'm going to make some rooms for him and his companions. I have a feeling that his companions might somehow be a bunch of traumatized girls who have saved his reckless hide. He really takes from his father, that venturous nature of him that is. The Dark King raised a perplexed brow. What? How do you know? Are you a psychic or what? Call it a woman's intuition. Naruto and Hancock were seating on the bow of the boat, leaning against one another as they were enveloped by the calm wind of the sea. Suddenly, the blonde stroked his chin in confusion and asked. Hancock-chan. You ate a devil fruit, right? Naruto queried in uncertainty. Yeah. And you saved me when I crashed into the ocean, right? Yeah. Tell me again, how did you save me when you yourself ate a devil fruit? Hancock blinked innocently. Oh, silly. This. The former slave pointed to the leather strap encircling her neck. When my sisters and I were forced to eat one of those disgusting fruit, we were feared that we might revolt against them, so the world government ordered this smart scientist to construct this collar for us to wear. You can call it an insurance policy. Vegapunk made this? I didn't know. Naruto examined curiously at the black collar. So let me guess. It suppresses your devil fruit ability to the minimum, and thus the devil fruit's drawback isn't strong enough to affect much of your swimming skills. Yup. That scandalous fishman will turn back to normal soon. Hancock chirped before emitting a depressing sigh. However, if I forcefully remove this collar, it will explode and kill me. So, I don't dare to touch it. Naruto tapped his chin as he studied the collar critically. Do you trust me, Hancock-chan? Yeah. The blonde grasped the leather strap firmly. The former slave yelped ecstatically. What are you? Trust me, Hancock-chan. Hancock swallowed the nervous lump in her throat and blushed uncontrollably when Naruto's fingers brushed against her neck. SHHH, it's going to be okay. Trust me on this, Hancock-chan. It will be over before you could even blink. Closing his eyes, Naruto channeled his haki into his fingers and transferred the serene energy into the collar. Swiftly, the blonde threw the collar miraculously away to the ocean and watched as the leather strap erupted into flames. Hancock gasped. How? Magic. Naruto grinned impishly. You will stay with Shaki and Rayleigh when we depart to Sabaody. They will teach you how to manipulate your haki. Now, if you excuse me, I'll throw away your sister's collars for them. The blonde wrestled himself up to a standing posture before approaching Marigold and Sandersonia, but was oblivious at Hancock, who was fondling her breast blissfully. Shaki and Rayleigh. Are they his parents or something? Is he bringing me to his house for a parent interview and then make love with me afterwards? I'm so excited. Admiral Aokiji recognized the intruder, whose alias, Paper Bag Man, as his student. After all, he was perturbed when Sakazuki described several signature attacks only Naruto could utilize efficiently. Judging by his student's characteristics, he knew exactly where Naruto would go after his reckless student had just pulled a pandemonium at the world government. As a responsible teacher, it was his duty to confront his disciples' secret pirate friends. Standing before the infamous rip-off bar, Kuzan sighed and entered the restaurant casually. When the door creak opened, the bell chimed and a dagger pierced the wall beside the startled admiral. Immediately, Kuzan hoisted his hands up in a surrender fashion. Calm down. I'm only visiting. I come in peace. Shaki frowned as she eyed the admiral skeptically. Really? You know, admirals don't just hang out in my bar so often. Why are you here, Admiral Aokiji? I'm looking for a dramatic semblance, intruded. Everybody in the bar, except one silver-haired man, was sweating apprehensively. I forgot who I'm looking for. Shaki's sweat dropped. Then what are you doing here? Kuzan scratched his head comically before shrugging sluggishly. I guess I'm here for an ice cream. Thanks for smuggling us over here. Naruto smiled at Tiger. No, it is only necessary for us to repay. It's alright. We're even now. You risk your life bringing us here, and that is more than enough already. Leave now and take off to North. The Marines have a tendency to hate North. Jinbei saluted at the blonde with respect. Thank you. I hope we can meet again soon. Yeah, hopefully. See ya. Naruto and the sisters waved in enthusiasm at the departing fishmen pirates. Marigold twisted her attention to Naruto and cheered buoyantly. Now that we're here, where are you gonna bring us to? Grove, 13. Naruto smirked. Shaki's rip-off bar. Rip-off bar? Sandersonia arched a brow. It sounds so repulsive. Relax, she won't rip you three off if I'm around. Naruto dragged the sisters to their designated destination. Kuzan swallowed the delicious taste of his peppermint ice cream and sighed contently. Ah. Did you make this ice cream? Yup. Shaki smiled. It's my mom's recipe. It is absolutely fantastic. The admiral wept melodramatically at his bowl of wonder and cried. This ice cream is the best I have tasted so far, and I have tasted plenty. This is beautiful, just like how beautiful its maker is. Shaki blushed. Well, I'm glad you appreciate my food. Say, do you have any hobbies? Kuzan smirked. Rara. I do read quite a lot when I'm not sleeping. Literatures and poetries are a few of my favorites. And I enjoy cycling as well. It's a recreational hobby of mine. What about you? I do enjoy novels and poetries. And if there aren't many customers, I will essay some of my cookbooks. So, Admiral Akiji. Kuzan. Please call me Kuzan. Shaki cocked an impish eyebrow. You sure, big boy? Will I not be disrespecting someone like you? No, I insist. If there is one thing that I taught Naruto, I'm sure that is not to let our achievements make us arrogant. The Admiral winked, in which Shaki purred sultrily. So, why didn't you arrest me? You do know that I'm still wanted out there, right? Kuzan waved a dismissive hand. Nah. A friend of Naruto's is a friend of mine. Rayleigh sighed as he observed his friend engaging a friendly discourse with their supposedly enemy. Taking a drink from his beer, the Dark King studied the insouciant Admiral analytically. Amongst the three admirals, Admiral Aokiji was infamous of being a merciful warrior and would avoid an aggressive disputation at all cost. But he would never expect one of the greatest military forces to be so lenient and casual. It seems he is really Naruto's mentor. Always flirting around and hitting on women. Well, at the very least, Naruto is doing it unintentionally. I'm not so sure with this guy. Naruto-kun, it is getting a bit chilly here. Hancock grasped herself, rubbing her hand constantly for heat. Naruto removed his coat and draped it over the former slave's shoulder, which earned him a flustered smile adorning her features. Something is not right. It is used to be humid and hot most of the time in Sabati. Anyway, we're here. Without delaying any further, the blonde barged into the bar. I'm back holy shit. Seating in the bar were a sheepish Kuzan, a smiling Rayleigh and a rosy-tinted cheeks Shaki. What's going on here? Yo. Naruto Bozu. You're finally back. I was just chatting with this gorgeous woman here. You should try the peppermint ice cream. It is really good. The Admiral scrutinized keenly on his apprentice's companions and sighed. So my theory is true after all. Tell me, why did you choose a paper bag? Why not a skull cap or a mask? Why Sweats were forming on Naruto temples. Hancock was aware of the blonde's uneasiness and fear. Of course I know. Kuzan smirked. I'm your teacher after all. Does anybody know about it? Naruto queried as he stood protectively of the sisters. Nah. But I suspect Borsellino, Garp and Tsuru have already realized that horrible fashion of yours. Kuzan scooped another spoonful of ice cream and devoured his dessert. Come on in. I'm not going to arrest you. Then what are you here for? The Admiral scratched his head and pondered. Ice cream and cookies. Tsuru, Garp and Borsellino sat in the lounge. Tsuru was assaying the recent reports regarding the slaves incident, the Admiral was sipping tea calmly, and the Marine hero was chewing his donut. What are we doing, Harry? I hope this is not another mundane meeting again. Admiral Kizaru, Vice Admiral Garp. Tsuru narrowed her eyes fiercely, subsequently catching the two Marine officers' attention sharply. You two should comprehend the dire situation at hand. The female Vice Admiral tossed the bounty paper onto the table, revealing Paper Bag Man's photo. I'm sure the three of us know who this stranger is. Who else would devise a flawless plan for the slaves to escape except our boy, Naruto-chan? Upon mentioning the blonde's name, the Admiral and Marine hero retained the expression of seriousness. That brat's self-righteousness is just like his father. Can't blame him anyway. We're at faults as well. After all, he gains a little part of us in him. God, why did he pick a paper bag for? Why not a scarf to hide his face or something? I'm just going to pretend I don't know who this stupid idiot is and leave it as that. As what? Admiral Kizaru questioned. As that? What's that? A lewd smirk tugged at Borsellino's lips. What's what? Garp cocked a perplexed brow as he ate his chocolate sprinkles donut. That is what's what. The Admiral stroked his chin. But what's what if that's that? The Marine hero guffawed and took a sip from his tea. The nonsensical verbalization irked Tsuru to the extremity that her brows were twitching. That's not what's that, but what's that is not what's. Enough. Tsuru bellowed. Shut up or I will wash the two of you and hang you two out under the sun to dry. Why yes, madam. Garp and Borsellino fidgeted their fingers fearfully. Listen carefully. Naruto-chan's secret shall not be exposed to the world. We will pretend not knowing anything about the paper bag man. And we shall not let Naruto-chan knows we know about his secret too. Meeting adjourned. The Vice Admiral stood up gracefully and ambled to the hallway. Borsellino leaned towards Garp and whispered. Tsuru-san is really scary if she wants to be. I know, eh? Unbeknownst to the trio, someone was eavesdropping on their conversation. I am aware of my faults, sensei, but those people in there don't deserve. Akiji stuffed a spoonful of ice cream into his student's mouth and silenced the blonde. Just eat your dessert. I told you already, didn't I? Garp, Tsuru and Borsellino definitely won't tell what they know about your little escapade and will probably just pretend they don't know what's going on. And I will do the same. We are giving you this one last chance to redeem yourself. You are like a little brother and son to us. Although we won't forgive you for risking your career in life like this, we are very proud of you. You did exercise your moral justice with compassion to the end, as you promised me. Naruto clenched his fist, clearly shaken at his teacher's words. Kuzan-sensei, I thank you for looking out for me. Don't sweat it. I'm your teacher after all. There are many people who lost their compassion in their line of duty. You haven't forgotten your purpose yet. That's a good sign. Don't ever forsake your purpose and compassion, Naruto Bozu. Or I will have a lot of paperwork to do and that's not nice. The blonde simply smiled at his mentor. Now, spare me the juicy details and introduce me to your friends. Kuzan whistled at the three girls seating beside Naruto. Oh. This is Marigold-chan, Sandersonia-chan and Hancock-chan. Girls, this is my sensei. Navy's greatest power and my teacher, Admiral Aokiji. The Boa sisters blinked cutely at the Admiral before bowing at Kuzan meekly and greeted in unison. It is a pleasure meeting you, Admiral Aokiji-sama. Oh. No. No, 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 no. Please, just call me Kuzan. After all, you're Naruto Bozu's friend. A friend of my student is a friend of mine. You three are no longer slaves, so I advise the three of you to stay here and live with Shaki-san for a while. Until the coast is clear, you cannot leave here. The Marines are swarming outside and ready to recapture girls like you back as a consolation prize for their unethical hunting. Though I am not in favor of such atrocity, the Tenryubito's command is something only the fleet admiral can oppose. So, what now? Naruto asked in uncertainty. The girls stay in low profile. You and I will return to HQ. Do you have any excuses for your absences? The admiral dug another scoop of ice cream and consumed it merrily. The blonde shrugged. I went for a short-term vacation. You found me and dragged me back. Fair enough. With my authority at stake, your story will be credible. Kuzan placed a bag of gold onto the counter and smirked at Shaki. I'll be going. I will pick you up tomorrow morning. Shaki calculated the invaluable pieces of gold bars in Kud. This is more than enough for 5 bowls of ice cream, Kuzan-san. Oh, but I'm willing to be rip-off by Milady. The admiral bowed flirtatiously at Shaki before strolling out of the shop. It was then Rayleigh made his appearance known and sat beside the blonde. Looks like Shaki got love struck. Your sensei is really a piece of work. Nobody really captures Shaki's heart. Nobody. Yeah, I get where you're coming from. Naruto chuckled. So, girls, do you want to hang out with me and visit the amusement park or do you want to stay here? Shaki will show you your rooms. Yes, I have already made arrangement. Shaki winked at the girls. The rooms are upstairs. Marigold and Sandersonia yawned. The long trip is taxing. I guess the two of us will have a look at our rooms and take a long afternoon nap. Okay. I'll go out with Naruto-kun then. Hancock chirped. Then it's set. Naruto grabbed the black-haired girl's hand before rushing towards their destination. Oh my. Naruto-kun is in a hurry to buy me an engagement ring. I can sense his overflowing passion. Hancock mused while imaging erotic scene in her mind. Are you sure this is necessary, Captain? There are so many Marines patrolling the place, it will be unwise to. Ah. Stop being so paranoid, Ben. Don't you get it? The Marines are patrolling in the sea, that's why we are hanging out here for a while. Until the Marines are gone, we will stock up our booze, meat and stuffs. Shanks, one of the predominant pirates and crowned as the one of the 4 notorious sovereigns of the sea, bellowed fervently before gulping his jug of alcohol with gusto. I have a bad feeling about this, boss. Lucru announced while chewing a chunk of meat. What are you talking about? Stop being so paranoid, guys. Let's camp somewhere here and party. Shanks grinned. Oh, yes. I'm gonna visit the amusement park first before I pay my respect to Master Rayleigh. Come on, guys. Let's go. Wow. I have never seen bubbles coming out from the ground before. Hancock examined the ball of vapor curiously. And I have never seen bubbles this big. Yeah, Sabati has a strange geography terrain. I never really know how it works. Naruto sat on a grassy patch and was engulfed by a comforting breeze. The former slave settled herself beside the blonde and hugged her knees. So, what is your story? I just want to know more about I know. It's not what you think. I mean that I want to know more. You want to know more about me? Naruto chuckled. Just say it. It's alright. I don't mind sharing it with you. Hancock smiled with pink tints on her cheeks. I was the son of a pirate. When I was young, my father gave me to a Marine. That Marine happens to be Monkey D. Garp. The first 8 years of my life ranges from training to having private education from my grandmother and back to training again. Garp Jiji took care of me like a grandfather would. but my grandmother died when I was 5. At that grieving time, Garp Jiji couldn't take it and intensified my training to forget about my grandmother's death. The blonde sighed as he tilted his head to gaze at the bright sky. Suru Bachan would visit Garp Jiji and I occasionally and bring snacks for me. Bachan take over my grandmother's private tuition and becomes my academic teacher. Well, soon afterwards, Garp Jiji signed me up as a marine and I train under Kuzan-sensei ever since. During one of my missions, which was to protect the Sholulia-chan, I met Crocodile and we fought. Lem guess. You win. Hancock beamed confidently. No, I lost. What? But how? Naruto smirked. He was better than me. I discovered that I wasn't strong enough to protect anyone. So I requested more training from Kuzan-sensei. But Kuzan-sensei was too lazy, so he asked Borsellino-sensei, otherwise known as Admiral Kizaru, to train me. He teaches me the principles of speed and the importance of the philosophical terms in battle. You can say that Borsellino-sensei is very strict during trainings. But he is quite a nice guy if you get to know him better. So what's your goal? Hancock asked. You must have a goal if you train all the time, right? Yeah. I want to protect those I loved and keep on becoming stronger. One day, I will become an admiral and uphold my own justice. I have fought many battles and went to many business trips with my teachers. I know what it is like to face despondency and suffering under the weight of injustice. And when the time is right, I'll retire and settle down with my wife in a nice little village. Have a few kids and maybe become a teacher in the future as well. I think it is a way to repay those who have taught me for my entire life. Hancock giggled at the blonde's selflessness. You're very special, Naruto-kun. Oh really? People think that my goal is plainly absurd. Naruto scratched his golden locks of hair absently. No. If this world has more people like you, there will be peace. I'm sure of it. Your magnanimity will reach across the oceans as long as you don't give up your dreams. I believe your wish will come true. You just have to have faith in yourself, Naruto-kun. You're very kind and pretty, Hancock-chan. Thanks. Naruto gently grasped Hancock's soft hands and smiled gleefully. However, the girl's body temperature immediately heated up and her face was palpably red. Hancock-chan. Are you okay? You look sick. The oblivious blonde placed a hand on the flustered girl's forehead. I'm okay. Hancock twirled around and toyed with her fingers nervously. And Naruto-kun touches me. What should I do? Hey. Are you Alri? A series of explosions erupted, which alerted the pair. Naruto watched over the distance and narrowed his eyes to slits. Kuzan-sensei is fighting somebody powerful. Judging from this aura, this opponent can use Haki. Should we help him? The blonde surveyed the isolated vicinity and scowled. Hancock-chan, I don't want you to get hurt. Go back and… No. I want to be by your side. Perceiving sincerity and solicitude glowing in Hancock's eyes, Naruto gave in. Alright, but you must stay on the sideline. My sensei's strength is unimaginably insane. I don't want you to get caught by the crossfire. I know how to take care of myself. Hancock pouted. The blonde chuckled before squatting down. Come, I'll carry you on my back. Traveling like this will be heaps faster. Shanks gripped his saber firmly. His visage was the epitome of a dexterous veteran in the art of war. I told you, didn't I? I did not attack that island. It was Brownbeard who incinerated the villagers. When I got there, the village was on fire. I tried to save the people, but it was already too late. I wish I could do something about it. Admiral Aokiji had been fighting in countless wars for decades, profiling an individual's authenticity was one of his specialists. Shanks was telling the truth with a hint of guilt and remorse. Still, you are a pirate and one of the 4 emperors of the sea. As an admiral, it is within my obligation to capture you. Besides, you were once a student under Gold D. Roger, that fact itself gives me enough motivation to bring you into Impel Down. I see. If that's the case, then I just have to win this unavoidable battle. Shanks sheathed his blade and sighed. I don't want to do this though. Neither do I. But fates enjoy playing games on those unwilling participants. Kuzan cracked his knuckles. The 2 combatants charged forward, their fists launching forward. Before collisions occurred, Naruto manifested his form in between the incoming attacks and seized the punches, successfully halting Kuzan and Shanks' blows. Oh. Naruto Bozu, what are you doing here? What are you doing, sensei? You're scaring the people living nearby. Naruto turned his attention to his left and was astounded by the entity before him. Shanks. What the hell are you doing here? Oh? Naruto, so you're here. Kuzan retracted his fist. However, his student was having a vehement staring contest with the Emperor of the Sea. Do the 2 of you know each other or something? Sensei, leave this to me. I will deal with him myself. The Admiral arched an eyebrow. The blonde's tone was laced with seriousness. Very well, I'll pick you up tomorrow morning. Kuzin threw his coat over his shoulder before strolling away. When Kuzin had left, the atmosphere was exacerbated to the extent where people were gasping for air. One of the newest additions of Shank's crew gulped in horrification at his captain's stoic attitude and asked. Hey, who's that guy? I've never seen Boss so silent before. Ben tucked his rifle at his shoulder and frowned. That's Naruto Newgate, Boss's rival. His power is on par with Hawkeye Mihawk. I believe he might be just as strong as our captain. But he won't be any stronger than that. Still, he's injured. Naruto won't be able to use his signature techniques under his condition. Signature attacks. Gossip interrupted. Mihawk's strength is in his swordsmanship. Naruto's strength derives from his hand-to-hand combat skills. He is the master of the Rakishiki and possesses the Hashoku Haki. You can say that Naruto is a mon. Oh man. It's really you? It has been a year since we last met. How have you been, Naruto? Shanks pulled the impassive blonde into a tight hug. I'm good. I still haven't forgotten our last fight. Naruto deadpanned. 1 year ago in the middle of nowhere. You must be Naruto Newgate. Hawkeye speaks highly of you. Shanks smirked, his black cape danced as the wind blew. It is a pleasure meeting you, son of Whitebeard. And I'm not proud of being his son at all. Naruto studied his opponent. Really? Why? He's your fath. He's a father who abandons his kid. The blonde replied impassively. Whitebeard might look intimidating, but I know he has a reason for what he has done. I'm sure. This is not about my history. Naruto interrupted. This is about me arresting you, red-haired Shanks. You are the new Yonko of the seas. I have to do what I must to bring you to justice. Understandable. Pirates are always stereotypically viewed as the villains anyway. Shanks chuckled before bracing himself in a battle stance. You might be younger than me, but I won't hold back. I was afraid that you might. The blonde darted forward and launched a devastating kick at the red-haired pirate's gut, effectively sending Shanks crashing through a few buildings. Take that and rewind it back. Naruto vanished into a sonic resonance before reappearing beside the limp form of Shanks. Mercilessly, the blonde punched Shanks at the chin, throwing the helpless emperor to the sky. Malicious intent glinted in Naruto's eyes as he morphed into a ferocious thunderbolt, traveling in confusing zigzag motions through the atmosphere and pouring a barrage of ruthless punches and kicks. At the climatic of the assaults, Naruto's form eclipsed the sun before he blitzed downwards, the mirage of a pair of fiery phoenix wings sprouted from his back. Rakishiki Aogi. Senso no Ikari. 6 powers supreme. Wrath of War. It was as if a pure flash of lightning lance pierced through Shanks' body. The aftermath was a brutal explosion and the scorching emperor fell from the sky. Before Shanks collided against the unforgiving ground, Naruto's foot was buried remorselessly into the emperor's stomach. Rankyaku. Raisei engine. Storm leg. Meteor flame blade. The mystified claymore blazing furiously in azure flames erupted from Shanks' back before the red-haired pirate soared backwards in an inhumane velocity, skiing through the soil, and eventually came to a dead halt. Naruto tidied his dark blazer and frowned. You are as tough as your title implies. That attack should have killed any humans, but you are still alive. That could only means you know how to use Haki and minimize my attacks by shielding yourself with an enormous amount of Haki. Shanks coughed out blood and clutched his abdomen in agony. Hey, you deduced my movements with just a look. Why, you're really scary. I guess I have to end you quickly and bring your head with me back to headquarters. Naruto dissipated into a current of jet stream and manifested his form above the emperor before directing a charging finger at his opponent. Shigen. Raite no Kiba. Shanks gritted his teeth. Damn it. He's tough. I guess I have no choice. Unsheathing his saber, Shanks defended himself from the calamitous onslaught, causing a diminutive crater to form beneath his feet. However, Naruto unexpectedly seized Shanks' blade and used it as a pivot to launch a knee shot at the emperor. Reacting on adroit instincts, Shanks ducked and snatched the blonde's leg before throwing Naruto towards an opposite tree. Channeling his raw power into his feet, Naruto dissolved into a static blur. Sorrow. Choonsoku. Shave. Supersonic. Shanks tilted his head and saw the blonde at the sky, ready to execute a hazardous technique. Rankyaku. Jigoku no Arashi. Naruto swung his deadly foot and a disastrous hurricane, reinforced by paramount energy, stormed towards the emperor. Okay. That's too badass. He relies on friction and the fundamental law of physics to distort the atmosphere for a second. That single second is enough to create a vacuum strong enough to draw winds from the sky and create a massive tornado. This kid sure has talents, but I'm done playing. Humping Haki into his blade, Shanks gripped onto the hilt of his swords firmly with both hands and swung vertically downwards. The menacing whirlwind was sliced into half. Naruto widened his eyes in petrifaction at the sheer strength of his opponent. I am possible. That technique is one of my most powerful attacks. And he cut it like it was nothing. You should pay attention to your enemy or you'll end up getting hurt. The blonde felt a presence behind him and unhesitatingly activated his last resort. Tech Eye. Shanks delivered a lethal slash at the blonde, pummeling Naruto through the ground before landing graciously beside the weakened marine. Sheesh, you really pack a punch there. I think I got a broken rib thanks to you. Ah, damn, it hurts like a bitch. I hate fighting guys like you. They just kill me and get it over with. Naruto closed his eyes and waited for the final blow. His tech eye did boost his defense, but Shanks' blade was laced with an abundance force of sheer hockey, which managed to penetrate through his personal stronghold. Instead of facing death, the blonde was rewarded with a hearty laugh. Seriously? Kill you? Hahaha. What do you take me for? A psycho killer? Besides, you have potential. A bright future awaits you, kid. I don't need your sympathy. Ah. Shut up. Hey, Ben, get our medics here and patch this kid up. Shanks gestured, signaling for his comrade's attention before exhaling a breath of relief and collapsed beside the fallen blonde. You really are strong, kid. If you keep growing like this, you really will surpass me one day. Why aren't you trying to kill me? Shanks arched a perplexed brow. Why must I kill you? I tried to kill you. Naruto coughed as blood dripped from the edge of his lips. I'm not evil as you think I am. I understand that pirates are always viewed as a bunch of malevolent beings trying to demolish the peace of the society relentlessly. But I'm not an immoral person who enjoys watching people suffer. This world may be corrupted, but there is still hope there. I believe that the hope is for people to open their heart and show compassion. If everybody deems the world hopeless and chooses not to contribute any effort, then this world will be a miserable place to live in. If I want to change this world, I will change myself first. The blonde gawked at the emperor. Shanks' words of benevolence were utterly genuine. Pirates who want to spread compassion to this world. I guess it isn't hard to believe it. Marines aren't absolutely justified in their actions, despite how the media portrays them as the shining beacon of hope. I guess there are really some pirates out there who aren't as bad as I think they are. There is still hope. Why do you want to become a Marine, kid? I want to become stronger so I can protect those I loved. Shanks chortled. Great goal. I'm starting to like you a lot. My medic will be here any minute now. Stay strong. Naruto shut his cerulean eyes and sighed. Hey Shanks. Yeah? How do you view world peace? The blonde clutched his chest as he writhed in pain. Still he managed to sit up clumsily. This corrupted world, this world where pain cannot be forgotten. In this world where we have to suffer torment, I guess it corrupts me as well. I used to think that changing the world means changing my own self. I was naive. When I come across the pirates I fought against and killed. They're all scum, trashes and assholes. But you, why are you different? Shanks chuckled and stared at the bright sky. Because I still believe that there is still hope in this world. No matter what, if there is peace, I will find it. I will show the world that true peace exists. I believe that one day, pirates and Marines will find true amity. Time is the only obstacle in that belief. Shaken by Shanks' nostalgic statement, Naruto magnified his eyes in utter disbelief. Those words, those are my dreams when I was young. I.e. my faith. Have I really got lost in the midst of corruption that I have forsaken my own beliefs? This man, he is different from those pirates. He remembered those words that he had once recited to his mentor. The vice admiral raised a brow in curiosity. Why is that? Naruto shrugged. Because there isn't a single law that hasn't had any loopholes. Simple as that. Nothing is perfect, but we can always try to bring equality to everybody. If we can make one person happy, even wasting a few minutes are worth wasting. I won't work for the Marines by following them like a lapdog. I will forge my own justice and show the world that peace exists. I believe that one day, pirates and Marines will find true amity. Time is the only obstacle in that belief. The blonde closed his eyes and fell back to the ground, the numbness of his body gradually overwhelming him. You're weird, but thank you. The emperor scratched his crimson hair and guffawed. Thank me for what? For a good fight. No, Naruto smiled. For showing me hope. You reminded me of the hopes I have given up on. This world still has some hope left after all. Present. Oh. Don't be sad. Your outwitting potential still shines youthfully. It won't be long before you surpass me. Shanks grinned. So, mind telling me how you get all those injuries? For someone to be able to inflict such massive wounds on you, he or she must be super strong or something. Long story. Oh, yeah, this is Hancock-chan. Hancock-chan, this is an old friend of mine. Hancock blinked at the emperor who offered a friendly hand. Yeah. My name's Shanks. Do you happen to be the kid's girlfriend? Hancock blushed at the comment. Aye. Nah. We're just friends. The blonde scratched his head. The former slave felt her heart sank in the abyssal hell of despair. Shanks and Naruto were oblivious as they indulged themselves in nostalgic reminiscence, but the audiences consisting of the Emperor's crew quirked their eyebrow in perplexity. Yasop leaned towards Ben and whispered. Hey, do you think the two of them realize that the girl is actually very upset about that comment Naruto made? The gunslinger stroked his chin before shrugging nonchalantly. Nah, I guess Captain is just another idiot like Naruto. But there is a distinctive similarity between the two of them. What's that? They can really see the good inside people. Meanwhile, Shanks adjusted his straw hat and smirked. Well, I'll be going to visit Master Rayleigh. Don't want to disturb the lovebirds. I'll see you around, kid. The blonde waved a friendly goodbye at the retreating crew and sighed. What a lively bunch of people, huh? Let's go, Hancock-chan. Naruto grabbed Hancock's wrist, but she was stiff. Her dark bangs casted an ominous shadow over her eyes, which somehow irked Naruto. What am I to you, Naruto-kun? Taken aback by the unequivocal question, the blonde said vivaciously. You are my friend. Is that it? Hancock was trembling in the nexus of fear and confusion. Unexpectedly, Naruto embraced Hancock warmly and stroked her cascading hair as he whispered soothingly into the girl's ear. I cherish you as one of my precious people, Hancock-chan. And I know you want us to be a couple. But, I don't know you much. We only just met a few days ago. A relationship will never be everlasting if we are impulsive with our feelings. I do like you, Hancock-chan, but you must give us some time. The blonde gently pushed the girl away and caressed her soft cheeks delicately, their fingers intertwined with each other. Who knows? Maybe one day, I might marry you and we'll start a little family in a small village. Hancock blushed as she motioned in a tiptoe and kissed the astonished Naruto. The blonde was initially stunned by the girl's initiative, but gradually engulfed himself in a passionate kiss with Hancock. The former slave moaned lasciviously when Naruto won the dominance of their heated tongue battle and started to explore the entirety of her mouth. It all ended when Hina's loving smile appeared in the blonde's mind and he instantly broke the kiss. Hancock planted butterfly kisses at Naruto's neck, but the blonde held the girl's shoulder and spoke in a husky voice. Hancock-chan, you have to give us some time. Why? Is this because of that Shilulia woman? No, it's not about Shilulia-chan. Every relationship needs time to develop. I want to get stronger so I can protect those I loved. I can't protect you if I am still weak. You're strong, Naruto-kun. You mustn't say such things. Hancock encircled Naruto's waist with her slender arms and leaned her head onto the blonde's chest, listening attentively to her lover's heartbeat. I love you, Naruto-kun. I'm not perfect, Hancock-chan. I just need some time for us to build a steady relationship. Please. Hancock sighed. I understand. The couple stood there, enjoying each other's company and warmth. Every second passed by seemed to be an eternity for Hancock. She wished she could forever be in Naruto's embrace. Admiral Aokiji stood on one of the branches of the Colossus mangrove tree, his arms folded and his expression aloof after witnessing his apprentice kissing the girl. Naruto Bozu, I always thought you're dense. I guess I'm wrong. Like teacher, like student. You might grow up to be a pimp one day. Heh, I should be wondering why I didn't arrest those pirates. Damn, Naruto Bozu sure knows how to change people. This preaching is so tiring. I'm gonna catch a nap first. Kuzin chuckled and situated his sleep mask on his eyes before falling asleep. If anybody passed by that particular mangrove tree, they would see a tall man standing on a branch snoring. The Marine Headquarters Grand Hospital, the sanctuary of all great medical practitioners and led by the ingenious and sometimes psychotic Vegapunk, was a busy place. The officials and superior-ranked warriors, if injured, would be sent to such place for immediate treatment. Admiral Akainu was given the highest privilege of staying in a luxurious suite, but he was displeased with how he was inflicted by such grave wounds from a nameless fighter. He had underestimated the mysterious paper bag man and paid the consequences. However, he didn't expect his fellow colleague to visit him at such unpleasant timing. What do you want, Kizaru? Just checking how we're doing. So, how are you doing, Red Pua dog? Borsellino grinned and mentally sneered at his purposely tongue slip. His devious smirk widened when he saw Admiral Akainu's palpable rage. I am doing great. No weakling can defeat me. I am deadly sure the paper bag man is dead. Nobody can survive my magma, not even you, Kizaru. Sakazuki snarled at his fellow admiral. Hey, there is no need to be hostile against me. I only come to see how you're doing. Sheesh, no need to hate me for it. After all, I'm not the one who landed you in the hospital, the lewd admiral chortled with mockery before waving a jovial goodbye. See ya. Oh, I hope you get used to the hospital's tuna sandwich. It tastes horrible as usual. Oh well, you're an admiral, it's gonna be no problem. Sakazuki clenched his fists in total umbrage as he helplessly watched a retreating form of Borsellino. Unforgivable. I should kill that apprentice of his. If that Whitebeard's brat isn't being protected by Kizaru and Akiji, he would die ages ago. Damn it. Damn it all. Naruto and Hancock had a wonderful, albeit awkward, time together at the amusement park. The blonde shared delicious candyfloss with the girl, took thrill rides and, to Hancock, the most romantic event was the Ferris wheels. They saw the landscape of the island, and Hancock had held Naruto's hand the entire time. To the former slave, every minute enjoying time with the blonde was beyond invaluable. Thanks for the fun. Hancock giggled. The blonde laughed. Sure, I'll be staying in that room. Anything, just call me and I'll be there for you. The former slave blushed. I'm a big girl now. I can take care of myself. Good to know. Naruto grinned and spun around to head for his room. Hancock contemplated uneasily. The opportunity was tempting her to do her desired wishes, but she had to respect Naruto's personal boundaries. However, she knew her crush would be living tomorrow and might not be able to see him anytime soon. With a firm resolve, the girl made her decision. Naruto-kun. Hancock's timid but somewhat lustful voice alerted the blonde's hormones. When Naruto turned back, to his surprise, Hancock threw herself at the blonde. What if Naruto saves Boa Hancock in one piece? End here, and thanks for watching my video till the end.